Pray for Madrid or pray for Arsenal, they said, and Arsenal school and humble Real Madrid. Declan Rice masterclass in everyone's face. Brilliant free kicks by Declan Rice. Brilliant performance by Bukayo Saka, who's literally just settled the debate with Rodrigo. Is no debate anymore. We have done this morning. It's done. It's over. There is no one that can talk about Rodrigo versus Saka again. They are doubling, tripling on Saka. All the people, again, the players of Real Madrid were shaking. Their legs were shaking when Bukayo Saka got the ball. William Saliba fending for himself. Timba is proven to me that Vinny Jr. is the most overrated winger we've ever watched. The most overrated winger that we have seen lately in world football. He's not even close to the wingers that we have seen. He's closer to Willian from Chelsea than to Ronaldinho back in the days with Barcelona. With all due respect to Willian, of course, from Chelsea. Inter, on the other hand, all I have to say, we're so strong. We're very strong. I apologize to Lautaro Martínez. What a goal he scored, Lautaro Martínez. Thuram, a tank. Brilliant performance by Bastoni. Acerbi, a 40 years old, schooling Harry Kane, the best striker in the world, apparently. Missing sitters, absolutely ridiculous. Michael Olise, who is the only one from Bayern Munich that had a brilliant game, to be honest, but he was not helped by the frauds of Bayern Munich. Vincent Kompany naive again, even after being 1-1, leaving his defense wide open for Inter to snatch the win at the Allianz Arena. And as I said before, Bayern Munich are our bitch. From 2010 and 2011, they're absolutely our bitch. We beat them in the final. And then the next year in 2011, they beat us in our stadium. So we go in the second leg and we absolutely schooled them in our ground. Bayern Munich is not a strong team. Bring me Barcelona next round. I know it's a close game, but we're going to win this tie and we're going to absolutely smack Barcelona as well, as everyone is talking about Barcelona. Lamine Yamal hype, Rafinha hype, Pedri hype. They're going to get schooled by the likes of Acerbi and Bastoni because we are the strongest team in the competition. And no one is close to us. We put a defensive masterclass. Lautaro Martínez is absolutely brilliant. Comes out clutch. Marcus Thuram, no one can stop this guy. Nicolo Barella is basically one of the best midfielders in the world at the current moment. And no one comes even close, by the way. No one comes even close, by the way, to Nicolo Barella, the guy that can do it all, offensively, defensively, an absolute master class, of course. But listen, hit that like button. We're just starting. 5 minutes in, we absolutely have 200 people in the house. So hit that like button if you're here. If you're watching this on the replay, a lot of people have asked me for the link. And to be honest, a lot of people actually said that they have work. This fraud before the game said that he has work. And now Arsenal win, and he says, send me the link. The only one that said, from the two people that said from Arsenal fans that they're going to join win or lose is Egal and Dayo, who's going to be here soon.
Wait, Mo, I'm not having this. Mo, win, lose or draw, I'm always here. I actually genuinely had work. I had to pick some sewing for my daughter, okay? So don't do this, okay?
But you're here, so he's not wrong.
Mo, can I just say that was your greatest intro / monologue ever, by the way. That was
the longest intro ever.
That was
like 5 minutes.
Allow it. Let him enjoy himself. He won.
Yeah.
Guys, you want me to tell you what?
We're going to talk about.
I am so emotional.
Wallah,
I am so emotional. Wallah al-Azim. You see, I'm a 40-year-old man. When Lautaro scored that goal, I couldn't believe myself. I was so emotional. I almost cried. It's the only time I cried when I watched football after the 2010 final when Milito scored that second goal.
So Lautaro made you cry, yet you always slander him. You know
people
what?
don't understand how much we love football. That is the problem, that people don't understand how we are as football fans. We are content creators, but when we watch football, we're still emotional. We love our teams. We want our teams to win. People don't understand this. You're so quiet, Ahmed, and your hair is literally spiking from the Declan Rice goal. Roski, fix your hair. Fix your hair.
Mo, how you feel? Wait, guys. Well, how Mo feels is how I felt when Nigeria won the Olympic gold in 1997. That's how old I am.
Mo, do you owe Lautaro a bit of an apology real quick? Because
I literally said I apologize. By the way, I dropped the video on my mic.
No, salad.
I dropped that video on my channel, and I said that I apologize to Lautaro because I wanted him to absolutely give me a big moment. Have you seen the goal he scored?
No.
The thing about
it was amazing,
Inter,
bro. It was
the thing about Inter, though, when we score a goal, it's one of the best worked goals. The movement of the ball, the build-up play from Inzaghi is top-notch. It's top-notch. The second goal it started with the goalkeeper throw on the ground in the space. 4 passes was scored. 4 passes from the goalkeeper. It's good.
Yo, I was watching both games, and that was an incredible. Wallahi, it was an absolutely phenomenal goal. Like 3,
it was amazing.
Cross, the touch from Turan,
the outside of the foot
behind him, and he didn't need to do that. You know, it was just audacity. That was just pure audacity. You know what I'm trying to say? To do the Trivela, the outside foot, because he could have controlled it. He could have done a side foot. He could have done it. It was a beautiful goal, absolutely beautiful goal. People wanted to compete with.
Yeah, bro. Listen, let me do these couple of super chats that arrived. Thank you so much. Tevin is saying masterclass intro Mo, take my money. Thank you so much, Tevin, for the support and the super chat. Next game is saying when Salah dropped similar performances that Vinny and Mbappe did, man like bottom middle runs North Korea. Let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat. North Korea's propaganda. We will see the same for them. I want everyone that slanders Salah in the PSG game. Talk to me about Vinny Jr. dropping one of the worst performances I've seen from a top player, a Ballon d'Or contender. Bro, Ousmane Dembele is miles ahead of this guy. This guy cannot lace Ousmane Dembele's boots. Ousmane Dembele. Are you mad?
Wait, guys.
Can he lace Marino's boots? Make it about yourself. No one trying to hear you. We don't care about you. Salah, we don't care, bro. It's about Arsenal, Real Madrid. We don't care about you, bro.
Anyway, let's get people. Let's get this in order. I'm actually gonna start with Ahmed. Talk to me about Declan Rice.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I can't lie. Mo's intro was so much waffle. Like, I've never heard such a reactionary take in my life yet. But before I go into that, Arsenal won today. Congratulations. I didn't expect that to happen. I'm pretty sure no one really expected it. And even the ones that actually believed it, deep down there, no one expected a 3-0. 2 free kicks from Rice were outstanding. Like, amazing free kick, especially the second one. The second one, he binsed it like it was a quality free kick. Credit goes to Rice. I still believe that Partey was their better player. I thought for Madrid, Camavinga was the only player that was actually... I would say Thomas Partey was your best midfielder.
I don't know. I'm going to actually check the official thing.
The man of the match is Declan Rice. What do you say?
Yeah, but man of the match gets given to people who do things in moments. I'm talking about who was the greatest player in terms of...
By the way, Declan Rice, apart from that, he was phenomenal in the game.
I wouldn't say he was phenomenal.
Oh my God.
He was
The
absolutely phenomenal.
The free kicks that he scored were world
my
class. But
God.
if you're gonna talk about like his overall game, like he wasn't phenomenal. Like he
overall game
wasn't phenomenal.
Ahmed, can you stop
Let him finish,
rage
Egal.
baiting?
No, because I've said it by the way. Like his free kick was outstanding. It was world class. Both, especially the second one. Credit goes to him, yeah. But bro, like in terms of who was the best midfielder on that pitch before the red card, it was Camavinga. The guy was everywhere. He was everywhere. 100%. Wallahi, he was.
Fucking, he crashed out of the stream, bro. Wallahi, he crashed out of the stream.
Bro, Camavinga was the best midfielder.
One second, can I just say something to Egal?
Camavinga was the best midfielder.
No, this is
something to Egal real quick. Egal, you need to realize who the person that's talking is. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Debunk what I said then. Debunk what I said. Why was Camavinga not the best player?
Camavinga should have been sent off after 25
Why was Camavinga not the best player? Elite interceptions. He was tackling he won the most tackles in that game. He was Madrid's only player. Anticipation on lock. Every time Arsenal were on the attack, he was there to put it out. So where's the reaction?
Genuinely, Will is a very objective person. By the way, Will, this is your first time on the channel, and I welcome you. Thank you so much, guys.
I'm gonna cook Will. I'm gonna cook him.
Guys, Football Carnage.
I've never been cooked in my life, bro. Like, what are we talking
Hold
about?
on, can you just let me? Football Carnage is in the description, people. Will does phenomenal watch-alongs. You will not see something like it. It's second best after me in the watch-alongs. So just go.
You're so fucking humble today. Don't talk about Husam about humility no more.
And of course, Egal channel is in the description as well. Staffy TV and AA Unite is in the description. So go and support the guys. Will, I'm not going to talk. I don't want to talk about Madrid. I want to talk about what he said now about Camavinga versus Declan Rice. Do you agree that Camavinga was the best guy on the pitch?
I think Camavinga was our best midfielder on the
Oh,
pitch.
thank you. Oh, surprise.
Hold on,
Wait. You're laughing. Oh, subhanAllah. The midfield comes in.
Listen to what he said again. Listen to what he said again. Will, repeat yourself, Will. Will, repeat yourself.
Nah, you look, big up to Ahmed, but bro, I'm about to disappoint you really quickly, dog.
Yeah, listen. This guy's so stupid. Listen.
Camavinga was our best midfielder.
Thank you.
I don't think he had a better performance than Declan Rice did. I'm gonna be real.
He's a Real Madrid fan.
But what? But is it because of the free kicks though? It's because of the free kicks.
Even if it is, why are we dismissing how good these free kicks are? These free kicks, Egal is going to be telling his kids, his babies right now, and in 10 years, when they have a conscience that they can understand, he's going to be telling them about these free kicks. These free kicks are legacy free kicks that are going to be remembered.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. His free kicks were world class. But would you have won the man of the match if he didn't bag those free kicks?
Even if he did it, I promise you, that's all he needs to do.
Guys, that was so funny.
Can I respond to that real quick? Can I just say something really quick?
Before you go, I just want to say this. That was comedy 2 minutes right there. If anyone just want to see comedy. The way Ahmed got so excited. Look at this. I'm so right. And Will was like, I'm sorry.
You lot just said that he wasn't good, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me run, guys. Let me run the stream, please. Let me run the stream. Egal, talk to me. Egal, talk to me about what people said about Arsenal before Mikel Arteta out. Because, I dropped the video this morning and it said that Arsenal will win. Talk to me. Big up everybody that joined us on the Football Terrace. Make sure, guys, when you walk in, hit that like button, people. Let's get to at least 300 likes or something on the stream. Drop your comments in there. I'm going to do the super chats. I'm going to do some of the comments that I see. So hit that like button and let me know what you guys think. Egal, talk to me. Number one, I want you to talk to me about Arteta. To be honest with you, you are the Arteta number one, like the one that has to defend him. Talk to me about the tactical master. It's nothing short of a masterclass, and no one can argue otherwise. He muted himself and he bottled it.
Because I had to mute myself because there's so much crazy shit. I'm about to break my whole table. This guy got me rattled for no reason. Bro, we won the game 3-0, and he comes out and says, oh, if it wasn't for 2 free kicks, you wouldn't have got man of the match. Declan Rice was one of the best players on the pitch. And if anybody does a vote on who's the man of the match, Arsenal just did one. 97% of the fans voted for Declan Rice. The guy fully deserved man of the match. Also, Mikel Arteta, he outmanaged Carlo Ancelotti. But forget about that. Let's talk about some of the players not there. One of our best defenders, Gabriel Magalhaes, is not there. Kivior's in there, and we protected him, and he wasn't even exploited once. You have no striker for a long time, and Mikel Moreno is doing a job versus Real Madrid. We made jokes a couple years back about, oh, we go to the Bernabeu with Eddie Nketiah. Are we going to get the how do we expect ourselves to go to the Bernabeu with Lacazette? We're expected to go to the Bernabeu with Mikel Moreno and win the tie because we're 3-0 up at the Emirates, and Mikel Moreno just scored a goal. Mikel Arteta was swapped with Carlo Ancelotti today. Real Madrid probably win this tie because what Mikel Arteta was able to do, dominate the midfield, make sure that when Real Madrid get the ball in bunches, usher them in areas where it's easier for us to deal with them defensively. On top of that, our midfield of Declan Rice, Partey, and Odegaard held everything together. You had Bukayo Saka and Martinelli showing direct threats on either wing and making Real Madrid work hard. Plus Timber and Lewis Skelly doing their job, trying to make their attacking players get back into defensive areas and help out, also forcing them to be starting their attacks from deeper areas. Now, the only person who I thought from Real Madrid side played well was Courtois. Courtois was one guy who, if it wasn't for him, it would have been 5-0. I genuinely believe it. He saved some great chances from Mikel Moreno and Martinelli, but Bukayo Saka ran the show. And to all you people who were talking about Bukayo Saka, Rodrigo all week, talking about Bukayo Saka and Rodrigo. Rodrigo's had some great moments at Real Madrid. He's won Champions Leagues. He's won major honors. He has better trophy cabinet, but he's nowhere near a better player than Bukayo Saka. Arguably, Bukayo Saka was one of the best attacking players out there, and you had Vinicius and Mbappe who were considered world-class and considered better players than him. He showed today he was one of the best players out there. And also, we talk about Odegaard. Odegaard showed up today. Where's Jude Bellingham? Where was Jude Bellingham?
Let him finish, guys. Please let him finish.
Because everybody talks about Odegaard missing games, disappearing. Jude Bellingham played for 90 minutes, and I swear to you, I barely heard the commentators mention his name. And finally, before we talk about anybody else or anything else, I just want to go back to the 18-year-old once again. If Miles Lewis Skelly was on Real Madrid's team, they would have had a better opportunity to try to slow down Bukayo Saka, because nobody they had on that left-hand flank had anything that could slow down Bukayo Saka. And it just goes to show you that this Arsenal team has heart, has fight. And I think those 2 free kicks going in was the first nail to Real Madrid's coffin. They're not beating us in the next tie. Job's not done, but I think it's pretty much close to being done. They've never scored a single goal against Arsenal in 3 games competitively in the Champions League, Real Madrid. What makes you think a team that has not conceded 2 goals in over a year and a half are now going to lose by a 3-goal deficit to even force it to penalties? Guys, the tie is done. Real Madrid, we're coming to the Emirates.
The tie is done, guys. Okay, logically speaking, the tie is done.
The tie is done. Listen, the tie is done. The tie is done. Real Madrid, bro, don't kill my vibe.
If you ask any neutral, the tie is done. Well, is the tie done?
Real Madrid are losing. Real Madrid are
losing. You're gonna come back?
Real Madrid are losing to Valencia at their own ground. You think Arsenal, bro, put some respect on our club's name.
I'm putting respect on
Hold on. I want to hear. Well, you don't think the tie is done? You think you're gonna come back from this?
I don't think 3 goals is enough to say it's over. Arsenal are the favorites, though.
It's done.
Like,
bro,
Arsenal are the favorites.
I'm not gonna lie.
Let him finish, and then I go to you, Salah. Let him finish.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, like, the tie from a neutral POV, yes, you want to say it's over, right? You're up 3-0. But I've seen some crazy things happen on some UCL nights, right? They said that it was over before Rodrigo got subbed on against Man City, right? They said that we had no chance during that 22 Champions League campaign. I'm just saying, I think, obviously, we have a massive task on our hands, but, I mean, I don't think it's done, no.
All right. Let me repeat it again. Arsenal have never conceded to Real Madrid, number 1. Number two, Arsenal have only conceded 2 goals in over a year. Not a single team has scored 3 goals versus us in over a year. We face Liverpool, Man City. We face all these teams. We face
those teams aren't us though. So, that's irrelevant to me. Right? That's irrelevant to me.
Okay, finally. You are going to have to either score 4 goals or beat us 3-0 at your ground. And you have shown defensive incapabilities to do that. You are not able to keep a clean sheet and score 3 goals versus Arsenal at your ground. I think defensively, you guys are going to let yourselves
Yeah,
down.
but the thing is, like Egal though, right? So you guys played really well today, but let's not act like those goals were like. So those are fantastic goals, right? Like no keeper can save that. Like those 2 free kicks. The Miguel Marino strike was a very good one as well, right?
Okay.
But I mean, I don't think that's going to be the case at our ground. I don't see Declan Rice scoring.
But they don't have to do it. But they
Bro,
don't have to do it.
yes,
That's
I
the thing.
One second. This is what I love to hear. You have all the work to do. You do realize we're coming to your ground and we're going to be setting up with the lowest of the low mid blocks. And we're going to be the ones that I play at one second. We're going to be the ones. We're going to watch what Valencia did to you, and we're going to be doing that. We're not going to be coming to your ground and playing the expansive football. And you want to know something?
Did you watch the Valencia?
And the fact that you guys are going to have to be playing expansive football and attacking us, it gives us the freedom to play the way we need to play. You are going to be playing into our hands because Arsenal, with the ability to have space, time, and not be playing against low blocks like we usually are, we're going to have more of a capability to attack you than we would be Nottingham Forest next week.
Can I respond?
Can I get Salah take on this? Can I get Salah before you spoke a lot?
I haven't said anything. I said nothing.
I
just want to say something. So when I said about the whole thing was like I was going to say basically I grew up on Kobe. I remember Kobe said job's not over. That's all I was saying. In the end, we still have to play.
The job's not done for a Kobe fan. You should know his.
Bro, come on, bro. Everyone knows the damn meme, bro.
The pressure got to me. The pressure got to me. Okay.
Bro, come on. It's that to chat to your boy, man.
Job's
not my boy, bro. I don't know him.
Staffy, my guy, how you gonna do me like this?
You started by saying,
before I get, go finish your point, please.
My point. So when I'm saying this, listen. One thing I said about Arsenal before is that Arteta has made this team a very hard team to beat. So going to the second leg, I think Arsenal is going to be a hard team to beat. I don't think you get those days of what we had with Bayern Munich where you could just steamroll us 5-1, 6-1. Those don't happen anymore. This is a big, solid team. So there is more. This team's stronger, more equipped to go to Bernabeu and get results. But the fact of the matter is still, we still have to play that game. So let's not count the chickens before they hatch. Those 90 minutes still have to happen. We still have to go on the pitch. We still have to put performance in. So for me, when I say when I'm joking around and saying, the tie of job's not done, right? It's basically just that. Let's celebrate this. Let's go absolutely crazy about it. But the fact of the matter is there's still second leg to play and we still have to play that game. And you know what? One last thing. Tonight is a big F you to all those football hipsters. The ones who talk about heritage. The one who talk about, I'm looking at you, Ahmed. Oh, Rodrigo's been the best player for Real Madrid all season, right? How many games have you watched for him? 8 games. How many goals and assists has he scored? Less than Saka. And you're telling me this guy is much better than Saka, and he's been in Real Madrid, right? Okay, no, but you told me from watching 8 games of this guy, he's the best player for Real Madrid. Real Madrid has played almost 30 games. 100%. Will, you watch Real Madrid more. Is Rodrigo your best player?
No.
Thank you very much. So today is a massive FU. I know, but he said he's your best player. Today's a massive FU to all you football hipsters.
Okay, let's go. We need to go around to get everyone to talk before we actually open the floor. I want to hear from Salad. But I don't want everyone to take 5 minutes because we're too many people here.
What's up, Salad? How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? My boys. Hey, listen. You know what? I'm loving this Arsenal. Mo. I love the fact that you put I love the Arsenal fans that you brought here today. All positive, all good vibes, all Arteta supporters. You know what I'm trying to say? My boy Martin. You know I love Martin. You know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, I think the Saka Rodrigo discussion is quite disrespectful because there was these stupid English journalists that asked him, "Oh, the level of Mbappe and Vinny." He's right there with them. He showed today, I'm the best wing. I don't understand the differentiation between Saka not being in the conversation with Mbappe. First of all, Vinny and Mbappe are not the same guy. Mbappe is better than all of these guys. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But Saka, Vinny, I'm taking Saka personally, but that's a conversation for another day. Safi said something earlier in it, we can't.
Will is gonna lose his mind.
Will, you're gonna have to hold up today.
Calm down. Calm down.
Me personally, of all these wingers in the world, Vinny's probably one that I rate arguably the least. when you talk about Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, what's it called, Kvaratskhelia, Rafael Leao. I don't rate Vinny too tough. Bukayo Saka. I don't really. You know what I'm trying to say? That's just me personally, innit? But you know how Saka said, Stafford said earlier, you can't gloss over those free kicks. Let me just.
Hey, you called me Saka.
Sorry, bro. Let me just put the.
That's a good thing. I'd love to be.
Yeah, let me put the free kicks to the side for a second. Even though they were world class, that second was one of the best free kicks we've seen in a very, very. You don't see free kicks like that often. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But let me just put it to the side for a second, bro. Declan Rice.
That was a heat check, by the way. You know what a heat check is in the NBA,
bro.
That was a heat check.
He said what? From his own free throw line. He said what? Light work. Yo. Remember. Steph Curry versus OKC. Straight.
Oh yeah, that's what he did.
You know my thing. Anyway, forget that. Let me put the free kicks to the side for a second. Declan Rice today showed me something. I was kind of on the fence with Declan. Sometimes I see some good. Sometimes I see he can't really. Bro, today he done everything to the highest of high levels. Breaking up the ball when he needed to. The way he was running, cutting through midfield easily, the chance creation, getting into the box. Even the Marino one, he created the goal, you know. He picked up the ball from his own half, drove to the other half. He's the one that played it off that, I think, Trossard to Skelly, or whatever the case may be. Bro, listen, Declan Rice today, it was one of those performances, in my opinion, I don't think I will ever doubt him again. When you step up in games like this, right, you think, when you step up in games like this, I'm like, all right, cool. I can't doubt you anymore because I've seen it in the biggest of biggest stages against Real Madrid. He didn't care about the stage. The free kicks were a surplus. Take the free kicks out of the way. Take those incredible goals out of the way. He was still magnificent today. Partey was brilliant today. Odegaard, in my opinion, I wish he'd done more. I don't like how passive he is. For a captain and your creative spark, I would like him to do a little bit more. Take a bit more initiative. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Timber, as Mo said at the beginning, or someone said,
can I say something? He's the most underrated player in the Premier League.
Timber, right?
Yeah.
Timber,
I have to admit now.
Listen, when you
the guy, the way he plays football is so ridiculously strong. You haven't seen this since like the 90s and 2000s. The way he imposes himself on the pitch is like 90s and 2000s era.
And he's so good with his feet as well, bro. He's so good with his feet. Like his touch, the passes between the lines. Bro, but yo, today, the one you talk about today, though, is not the players. It's Mikel Arteta. Bro, if you compare these two teams, Real Madrid, Heritage, world-class, Vinny Ballon d'Or, Jude Ballon d'Or, Mbappe Ballon d'Or, or Rodrigo, the best Brazilian player. The way he outclassed with a lesser team, Carlo Ancelotti in the Champions League, bro. And people are going to say, yeah, it was 2 free kicks and 1 goal. To be fair, the free kick, it was a 3-0 scoreline, irrespective of the free kicks.
They could have been up 1 in the first half at least.
So much better than Roma.
One could have been up 2.
What?
I
texted Egal. I said, if you had anyone, bro, any striker, you would have been 2-0 up. Anybody,
score one of the ones that
it wasn't for Courtois.
Bro, Stevie Wonder could outcoach Carlo Ancelotti right now. Like, why do you think that?
Will has been saying for a minute, Carlo out, and everyone cooked.
Let me just finish real quick. The thing is, the reason I say Ancelotti is because we've come to expect Real Madrid in the Champions League, regardless of the situation, for them to come out on top. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The aura, etc. Bro, the way Arteta, Real Madrid with all of these incredible players couldn't get near it. Arsenal dominated them. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Arsenal from minute 1 to, like, Real Madrid, did they have a shot on target? I think there was one in the first half.
With Kivio at the back.
Huh?
With Kivio at the back.
Bro, yeah. The fact that, from minute, I can't stress this enough. Like, there's no words in the English language. I might need to learn Arabic, like, that can describe how dominant Arsenal were today. From minute 1, like, they controlled every second of that game. Every second of it. Like, they were in control.
Arabic, we would say فشخوهم. That's what we would say.
Yeah, literally, فشخوهم. Guys, before we go on, before we get Dio,
that's my little
before we get Dio, Staffy, and Martin, guys, it's 1,500 people in the house. So can we get the likes up to 1,000 likes on this stream? Would be a legendary stream with all these guys giving us their time to absolutely just respect them and hit that like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Hit that like button. Help the channel, help the stream, of course. I'm actually want to hear from Martin. Actually, to be honest with you, Martin, I'm just happy. I just texted you, said you're happy that you're smiling again. You hated football lately because of the banter and all the stuff that people are talking about Arsenal. I'm just happy that you are a happy man, to be honest.
I hated football because of PGMOL, so I was happy to come to the Champions League. I was like, yeah, we've never had anything bad happen to us with the referees in the Champions League. This will be fine, which is obviously a joke if anyone knows Arsenal's luck in the Champions League the last 20 years. But it's not even for me this day. This is for the young Arsenal fans that have never actually seen us do anything good in Europe besides beat Ludogorets or something like that. Like, this is it just feels like a moment for the team where they can say, hey, we actually we got to a point where we can compare ourselves to the best in the world. And everyone that was saying we had zero chance has to eat all that up. And I don't know where Husam is lately. I think everyone's trying to find him.
He dropped an apology video.
He dropped an apology
Bro,
video.
that's all he's doing, bro. This guy's going on an apology tour this year. What is this his third apology video, bro?
We don't want.
Come on, what's this guy doing?
Apology. We want
Tomorrow on the
Bro, this guy is on a Taylor Swift tour of apologies. Everyday apology, bro. How about you just don't make shitty takes? We don't want
I really hope.
I'm gonna cook him. You're gonna give it a screen time. I need to cook him.
Tomorrow there had to be an A-lister.
Mo, please, I beg you. Remember the last Alawa where he put me on full screen and he asked me clearly.
Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? Who's got it up?
Sam put Dio on full screen and told him to do prediction, and Dio said he'll win.
And I told him, I said we're winning, and the reason I felt that we played better today, and when I say better, I'll tell you what I think happened. I think Real Madrid came to the Emirates with the mentality of we have moment players. We've got Vinicius, we've got Mbappe, we've got people who can do something at any given time. So let's play a mid-block, which is what they did in the first half against Arsenal. Arsenal don't have a striker. Their creator is just coming back. Bukayo Saka, Odegaard has not been playing well in his pump. So if we play a mid-block, Arsenal finds it hard to break down mid-blocks and low blocks. We've seen that all season. So
you're giving Carlo
too much credit. Hear what I'm saying. I'm saying
you're giving Carlo way too much credit.
Listen. Will. You know Carlo.
Who hates Carlo, bro?
Will, listen, you know Carlo.
We live in a world when a Real Madrid fan is giving stick to Carlo Ancelotti. Is the end of the world.
So here's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it from
they want him sacked.
I'm looking at it from an Arsenal fans' perspective and what I saw on the pitch. Now, whether it is Carlo that did it or your players that decided between themselves to play a low block or a mid block, that was your thing. I think that you guys relied on moment players in your team, the Viniciuses, the Rodrigos, the Mbappes, to do something
all season.
Those opportunities came, and thank God we were able to either defend it correctly or Raya was able to step up and claim those crosses, those dangerous chances that you had. For us, on the contrary, we also needed a moments player to step up, something Arsenal does not have normally. Bukayo Saka creates chances, there was nobody there. Mikel Merino had chances, there was nobody. All of a sudden, Declan Rice today, after 338 games of not scoring a direct free kick, Declan Rice scores 2 direct free kicks in 12 minutes.
It feels like Arsenal haven't scored one in 338 games as well. But
exactly,
I wanted to say
Saka scored versus PSG.
I know, but that's not what you're missing. My point, Egal. My point is, I'm saying we needed a moment. We don't have those moment players like Madrid did. So I think Madrid was okay to even lose 1-0 because they felt you're going to come to the Bernabeu with 1-0. At this point, our moments players are going to step up. We've got our fans, we've got our stadium, we've got the heritage. That's going to happen there. But to go on and score the 3 goals, I think it's going to be a gargantuan thing for you guys to overcome, and I'll tell you why. First and foremost, Arsenal has not lost with more than a 2-goal margin this season, right? Even with some of our best defenders out injured, we still never lost.
I should have said this earlier on this channel. He said it's been over 2 years.
Bring in a young.
But guys, it has been since the Man City wins 3-1. That's it at the Emirates. That is the last time Arsenal lost a game, and the Newcastle game is the only game this season, and it's in the cup because Arsenal went full-on attack for both games. Arsenal are not going to attack Madrid. Can we just be objective?
So that's my point. So I'm just saying, I'll just wrap this up real quick. My thing is, I know that it's going to be hard for you guys to break down. Now, have we gone through? Because no, football is crazy. Miracles can happen, and it's Real Madrid.
But we're not here to talk about the crazy things, guys. To be honest,
I'm just saying. In today's
I got a couple of stuff. Do you want to talk, or I do a couple of super chats that are directed to the panel?
Do the super chats and then
go ahead, Martin. Go ahead. Finish your point. Sorry.
So Martin,
when I saw the team selection, and I told you this, I think a couple of days ago when I was on the stream, I said if Arteta plays Kivior, then I'm like Arteta out, or I'm as close as I've ever been to Arteta out, because I thought that was going to be the obvious way that we were going to lose that game. And within like 5 minutes,
what a day to be Arteta.
yeah. Within 5 minutes, I think Saka did a back pass that they had the counter attack on or something.
Yes.
It just felt like we were waiting for that moment. And Kivior had a few like shaky moments, but I'll give him.
He gave away the ball too. Remember, he gave away the ball and they got counted.
Jorginho, like he's still not good enough to be on that defensive line compared to Gabriel. It's chalk and cheese, but I don't want to be too negative. But big up Kivio, well done.
Yeah. Couple of super chats to do.
Shout out to everybody who went to the game, because that was one of the best atmospheres I've seen from the Emirates in a long time.
We had
no speakers as well, by the way. No speakers as well. Tell Anfield to learn a lesson. No speakers. no, you know what I'm trying to say. Just saying in it. It was real voices and real people.
We had a tifo.
Real people. But anyway,
we had a tifo. We had a tifo.
Did you guys see the Henry tifo?
We had a tifo.
That looks sick. That looks sick.
Big up everybody, guys. Let's look up at these super chats. Mina saying, I'm so angry that for the game, feel bad for Muller. Glory Mo. Yeah, bro. We're just better than Bayern Munich, and Vincent Kompany is just a young coach. He scored the goal, and then Vincent Kompany went all out attack, and Inter just scored. So they lost 2-1. He was brought off the bench, and he scored the equalizer, and then Inter won. So yeah, he's saying Rodrigo hype. Saka is that guy without GA. He contributed to the game. Saka's world class from a Chelsea fan. Big up, my man. At least finally people are seeing it.
If he had a striker today, he'd have an assist in that first half. The way he kept getting in behind Alaba and putting that ball on the back post, if he had a striker, wallah, he'd finish with at least one assist in the first half.
Do you know that they weren't doubling on him in the first 10 minutes? And then after this, from that point on to the last minute, they were doubling on him, tripling on him. When he took Alaba, when he took Alaba, and Alaba fell and he dribbled inside, this is when Carlo Ancelotti was like, no, Bellingham, you need to cover. Jose Mo, please ask Don if Caicedo would have scored 3, because he said Caicedo is better than Declan Rice, and Declan Rice can't chat to him. We'll see Don on Thursday. Don versus Jess on Thursday is going to be mad.
Let me ask you the question. Do you guys think Real Madrid would have that kind of performance versus Chelsea's midfield? Because he keeps talking about midfields. I thought our midfield today showed why they're quality.
Wait.
Why is Will sitting?
Sorry, my bad. No, so this is why I said
ما جت الحزينة تفرح ما لتلاش مطرح.
Can we not speak Arabic? Okay? Can we not speak Arabic? I find this.
I just cooked the will basically.
Okay.
I called him a depressed auntie. That's what I called him.
All right.
I'm just trying to give people their chance to talk before I jump in.
So I was going to say this is so we've done. This is the difference between when people talk about individual players, right? Players on paper versus then watching them function as a team. I think the thing you see about Arsenal, when I say Arsenal are hard to beat, this is what I talk about. As a team together, they actually function so well. They know what they're doing, that they're harder to go through. They're harder to beat. Yes, you're going to beat Arsenal. You're not, I'm not saying Arsenal are undefeatable. What I mean is that you're going to have a hard game beating them. So you can have all these players with great names.
Can I counter that? Can I counter that with one point before I finish it? Actually, Arsenal were a little bit nervous in the first 10 minutes. That's why they gave up these 2 chances to Real Madrid. But as Will said on the football terrace, these guys are just frauds. Mbappe and Vinny, and they were just frauds in this game. They couldn't pick the right pass.
I thought Mbappe was going to lose his fraud tag against us. It looked like at the start of the game, he was actually starting to play well.
The problem is Will watches Real Madrid Will watches Real Madrid more than us. And if he's saying that you have seen this over the season, that it's a one moment thing, but the performances are not good, we gotta believe the Real Madrid fan that does watch along for every single game.
Facts.
Bro, on the top 6, I think he predicted a loss. I don't want to speak for him, but
no, I predicted a draw. I said either 1-1 or 2-2. I didn't think that we.
Yeah, so you weren't confident.
Yeah, but I wasn't confident at the Emirates. But I was confident for the second leg. Now, obviously things change a bit. But the midfield talk, though, I don't think that your midfield really outplayed ours. I think that Declan Rice, obviously, right, like with the moments that he had, was really good. But I don't think Thomas Partey and Martin Odegaard were all that, bro.
Thomas Partey, I don't think at any point. I think Thomas Partey was great. Well, to be honest with you, the way Thomas Partey moved the ball from the defense to the final third is what Thomas Partey is about. That was the Thomas Partey of the last 2 years.
Also, once Arsenal calmed down after the first 15 minutes, you saw that they knew structurally what to do, which made it harder for Real Madrid to get through. Right? Sometimes it's not about being fantastic on the ball or being pulled apart. Sometimes it's just how well the midfield plays together that makes it harder for the other team to have
it's cool having a generational coach.
Also, one more thing. I think Carlo Ancelotti played his hand too soon. After they lost to Valencia, I don't know if you guys know this, he went out and said in the press conference, Arsenal are going to be a lot more attacking than Valencia. Well, yeah, we're going to be a lot more attacking, but we're not going to attack you guys for 90 minutes the way you think we're going to attack you. We're going to take our chances where it be. So you guys trying to play on the counter versus a team that's not going to be getting the ball as much when we already have a couple goals in our pocket.
Did anyone else feel like Real Madrid didn't actually care? Like for the first 45 minutes, I felt like they're just like, we're going to win at the Bernabeu. You guys don't look like you're going to score against us.
Yeah, that's how it felt. It felt it felt arrogant.
Again, you're giving us too much credit. This is just how we've been playing for 9 months. Do you know that aside from us beating Atleti, we've lost almost every big game this season? We've lost to Barca twice. We lost Liverpool. We have also lost to like Lille. We lost to Valencia. We struggled to beat Sociedad.
Wait, didn't you lose to AC Milan at some point this year?
We did lose to AC Milan as well.
The worst Milan's of RC.
Bro, they
Like,
lost 11
this
games this year.
This
11
season has
games.
just not been
They've
good.
lost 5
right?
Champions League games this year.
So
Say
but
again?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But see, Will, that's why I said
We've
that.
not
I
lost
think,
5 Champions
no,
League games.
listen. But
How many
Will,
games did you lose?
We lost Lille, I think 3. Lille, AC Milan, and Liverpool. There's 3.
Didn't you? So you lost to us. Didn't you lose to Athletic?
Oh, okay, wait. I thought you were talking about the group stages. If you're talking about the knockout rounds, yes, we lost technically the second leg to Atleti, and then yeah. So it's 5.
So
yeah.
5.
Let me finish the super
Sorry,
chats
sorry,
before we
real
go on.
quick,
Let me finish
real
the
quick.
super chats
Okay,
before we
go
go.
on, finish super chats.
You know Ahmed is burning inside. You're burning, Ahmed. We know that you're burning. You wanted Arsenal to
I love
lose.
how Ahmed lives rent free in a lot of people's heads.
But you know what's mad? I don't even have to say anything. But anyway, like I said, congratulations to Arsenal for winning the Champions League in it at this point. Like they've won the whole thing. So, bro, I'm saying. Wait. I didn't let anyone finish. By the way, listen, I didn't cut anyone off here. I didn't cut anyone off. Let me have my say. Wait. Let me have my say. Let me have my say. Wait. I didn't say anything.
Let him have his say. Let him have his say. Let him give him 30 seconds.
Let him have his
Let
say.
me have
Arsenal
my
win
say.
this Champions League,
Don't
respond.
leave
Leave it.
Bro, listen, we get it. You want to do the Arsenal prop, Mohammed. Like we get it, bro. We get it. Like I said, yeah, we get that's what you're on. Anyway, I credited Rice's free kick. The second one was amazing. Congratulations. Madrid was shocking. Vinny was awful. Their whole attack was poor. Camavinga was their best player. Like Arsenal deserved the win. Like, what else do they want?
Even your best free kick taker, Beckham, never scored 2 direct free kicks in the same game. Deep. Big up AMT. Actually, to be honest with you, I actually think the second free kick is one of the best. I've said that on the football terrace. It's the third one for me after Roberto Carlos one and Juninho one that he scored from the throw-in line, the byline. He scored one from the byline.
Do you remember the one from the halfway, almost the halfway line he scored? Listen,
No. But this one, it's not only about the speed of it. It's not only about the vim. It's the accuracy to go where it is. It's the only way he's gonna score.
Did we forget the Ronaldo one against Portsmouth? See, this one you do too much, and I'm
See, I'm gonna tell you. It's not even okay. I'm gonna tell you the difference. There is Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Okay, let me just respond to Staffy about this, and then we'll move on. Hakan Çalhanoğlu scored a direct free kick from about 45 yards. By having power. The difference between Cristiano Ronaldo and Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Declan Rice is Declan Rice went to his side foot for about 30 yards towards the top corner stuff.
Yeah. He did a corner. He did one of his corners.
Yeah, no one's disputing that, but
big up, guys. Will doesn't deserve the cook. We're not cooking. No one here is cooking.
Nah,
no one is cooking Will.
No, he said this earlier, to be fair, when the show
We're cooking Ahmed. I need to finish this. Sorry, I need to finish this quickly. Trent, go to that dusty club. Oh, Liverpool fans are gonna love this. Madrid is not that team Egal. Madrid is not that team Egal. I don't get what your point.
You want to know something, guys?
Egal was saying it's basically over.
It's over. It's not over.
I'm saying the tie is over, and this is why.
No.
This is why the tie is over.
It's over, Egal. Talk your shit. You know what? I'm not back to Egal.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but Arsenal
Put it in the air.
Arsenal have never conceded more than 2 goals in over a year, number one. Number two, they're going to have to score 3 goals at the Bernabeu, and they're going to have to keep us out. Defensively, they're weak. Offensively, they've shown that they don't know how to struggle. They couldn't be.
They are the referees.
Guys, don't do the side talks between each other, between us, because we can hear.
And then finally, I think I think people need to put more respect on the overall performance of the team and say, you know what, this team is showing, this is a statement. We could actually go and get to the final maybe. Because
can I get my monologue in when Egal
we've already beaten.
Can I do one super chat directed to Egal, and then I'm just gonna go.
We could get to the final because we have PSG or what do you call it, Aston Villa. Aston Villa, we've been able to beat them this season already. PSG, we've been able to beat them already this season. And Real Madrid is probably... Real
Madrid had no Dembele or Kvaratskhelia.
Real Madrid is probably the toughest tie we have in this side of the bracket.
No. Actually, PSG is going to be much different.
Before this game, I was pretty confident.
They just bought the best team in the league.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Before this game, I was pretty confident that Arsenal...
There was no Dembele that first game.
Would beat Real Madrid. I think PSG are the best team in the world. I think PSG are ridiculous. I've watched a lot of PSG this year. I think they are ridiculous, bro. They're so perfect. Like the midfield that you have, they have, and I said this before the the Liverpool game. No, like bro, they are a ridiculous team, and they're coached by Luis Enrique. Like I think they are so good.
They were controlled the game.
Okay. Can I tell you something, guys? Just to end this, the PSG that played against you, as Mohammed said,
is not the
number one. They are the most technical, gifted team in the world right now in terms of the midfield wise. No three midfielders are as good as them.
Front three as well.
I thought it's about physicality.
And also
front three as well.
No, the front three. Barcola is good. I don't know who plays up front for them. Kvaratskhelia, Ousmane Dembele. The midfield three, nobody has better. Even Barcelona don't have that many technicalities in the midfield.
Guys, they have to beat Aston Villa first.
And Desiree Doué. Don't forget about him.
Fucking Desiree Doué, who has been. By the way, Desiree Doué had double-digit goals and assists this season.
The reason I rate PSG so highly is because they've got the perfect balance of the technical ability, as Mo said, but they also have got so much pace and explosiveness as well. Just their fullbacks alone can hurt you. Hakimi, Mendes. Like they can
all of this for Aston Villa to top them tomorrow.
Hello. Talk shit about Madrid.
I'm very, very confident in PSG, bro. Like it's a team.
I know.
I really like them.
A lot of them. You guys are not on the.
I had one more point, and it involves you.
Can I do the super chat directed to you? To Stephen here saying, Egal, why can't you be shameless after the job is done? For once, sheesh. Madrid is the one team you don't count out.
Egal, talk your shit.
How about this? I'll tell you this, bro. You are soft. Because you came out here and you said you can't talk about Arsenal beating Real Madrid. We've never played. They have 14, 15 Champions Leagues. Now, after we beat them 3-0, you're saying, why can't we talk about how being done? I'm sorry. You're being soft. Man the fuck up and be honest with yourself.
Oh, he splashed
3-0. 3-0.
Kevin is an Arsenal fan.
The tie is almost done. He does this every time. We beat Man City 5-1. He's saying, "Oh my God, don't guarantee anything."
If you don't talk shit after beating Madrid 3-0 in the Champions League, when the fuck else are you gonna talk shit?
I agree with this. I agree with this. To be honest,
can I say something?
But I think that the guy is saying that
I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm not saying you have to agree with me.
Will, can I say
something? I'm not saying you have to agree with me, but I'm saying have more confidence. We're gonna go through like this whole thing of we have to wait until we go through to talk shit.
Can I say something real quick? Egal, after you. Sorry. Here's the thing that I don't understand.
Okay, shit, Egal.
Here's the thing I don't understand. Before the game, Arsenal had 0% chance, according to a lot of Arsenal fans, Arteta haters, and rival fans. Hold on. Let me finish here. Before the game, it was 0% chance. And guess what? And guess what? I said it is what it is. I think we're going to win 2-1 because I backed my team to be able to play against Madrid, who we've played before and won and got into the final of the Champions League, even though we did not win it. I make that statement and people said you were all crazy for the fans who were backing up the team. All I'm saying is, as a football fan, if your team wins a game, when are you allowed to celebrate? Do you wait till the end of the season when you win a trophy to then celebrate your team? No.
But you're missing...
Oh, no. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter how you want to celebrate it now.
You completely missed what the Super Chat said. That's not what the Super Chat said.
Will, that's what they do. They miss the Super Chat is saying, why don't you wait till it's done before you celebrate?
No, that's not what he said. He's saying, Egal is saying it's over. Like there's 0% chance that Real Madrid. That's what he's saying. Not not that you can't celebrate.
Let me read it again.
There is a chance that we can come back, but you're acting
why can't you be shameless after the job is done? For once, sheesh, Madrid is the one team you don't count out. In this sentence here, this statement here, You were saying to Egal that he should monitor the way he celebrates, how he wants to celebrate a victory over Madrid. It doesn't matter if Egal wants to be like, the job is done, I'm happy.
But what did we just learn from the 0%ers? What did we just learn from the people saying 0%? I can imagine a scenario where we're now Real Madrid score a goal in 5 minutes. We get a player sent off for a red card.
This is a celebration on your win.
It could be game on. There's no point in putting it out in the atmosphere.
There's a difference.
You missed it.
Hold on, everyone. Stop. I actually think Kevin has been misunderstood. I don't know if he wants to clarify it. He's saying that's not what I said, but I don't know. His super chat is interpreted as Egal, you're celebrating too early. Basically, that's why it's in
and you missed what Egal.
You can't celebrate after
they're just sensitive, isn't it? They're sensitive.
I'm saying if you can't celebrate in the manner where you're confident you're going to go through after a 3-0 win in the first leg, when are you ever going to be confident after a win?
That's fair. I was just going to say also, guys, because when Mo mentioned Juninho, for anyone who's too young and never watched Juninho, just go and type in YouTube and watch a clip of all his free kicks. The greatest free kick taker the world has ever seen. So I just wanted to say that when you said Juninho,
ESP, right?
No, he played for Lyon. He played for Lyon.
Juninho, you're old. You should know who Juninho is.
Wait, what did Egal say? Which
the guy that whips free kicks,
bro.
Egal,
when Lyon won the league 9 years in a row, fam.
Egal, you don't know Juninho.
Maybe Benzema was on that
I
team.
know Juninho. I thought he played for
Egal, you're 30 years old, bro. Come on, you know this.
Shogun is saying Moreno work off the ball today was immense. The way he kept moving and dropping back caused chaos amongst Real Madrid defenders about their positioning. Funny enough, there's a lot of Arsenal fans who are slandering Moreno at halftime, and I don't know why. He's not a striker. He's playing a striker. Why do people like to bitch and cry? Arsenal were good. People have to say, oh, and he got his goal. It was brilliant. By the way, if it wasn't for Courtois, Moreno should have had a goal in the first half. That header, Courtois is the only one who saved.
The volley down.
Bro, Moreno should have had 2 goals in this game. It's Courtois.
And the other volley that Alaba blocked as well. Alaba got there just in time. You know, so
he's absolutely one of the best. That guy saying, big up Inter, proper UEFA Champions League team companies, a Bozo fraud. Bro, I'm telling you, bring anyone, bro. Just Inter are too strong for
Congratulations, Mo. I want you to knock by it out.
Hopefully you guys can beat Barca, though. I'm not trying to see Barca win the Champions League.
Me and you too.
I'm trying to see Inter go as far as possible. Well, I want them to go as far.
Yeah, because you want to win the league, you're not going to win it. Some guy called.
Listen, I want them to play every single minute.
What do you support?
He's a Napoli fan.
Napoli.
Yeah.
All right.
Some guy called Lee fuming right now. Come on, you goodness. Incredible performance. Mohammed, let me just read the super chat.
Because of the way I prop Arteta.
Gunners and Egal, stay humble. We have done nothing yet. Great night. Come on, you Gunners. Another guy that is just stay humble. And I don't know.
Hold up.
How do you beat Real Madrid 3-0 and you want people to stay humble? I don't get it. To be honest, I really
there was
don't
a
get
point that Egal made on the football terrace about Saliba that I don't agree with. He said that because of this result, why would Saliba go to Real Madrid? And I actually think that because of this result, we will sign Saliba. Because Florentino Perez is sitting there, right? He's been watching a lot of trash football for the last 8 months. This guy is very prideful. We have the money. That's the one positive that I can take away. And maybe it won't be Saliba, but we're about to have a very big
Kiwior. You saw Kiwior. You saw amazing performance from Kiwior.
No. Kiwior was so good that I think
Madrid. Can I ask you a question again? This is why I asked on the terrace as well. Why are we talking about transfer window of Saliba and we're talking about today's game? Hold on. We're talking about today's game.
Egal brought it up.
I know. I was there. No. Listen, the minute Egal brought it up, what did I do, Will? What did I say to him?
Now, you said the
I told him immediately, there's no need to bring this up right now. Immediately there and then. So let's not even, that's I'm like, why are you bringing it up again? Let's
No, because Raheem Sterling.
Okay, there's only 5 left. They're gonna take like 2 minutes from me, Jack. Okay. Applaudis to Declan Rice, but Partey was man of the match. Controller Thomas Partey was fantastic. To Ahmed, Man United fan, everyone on the panel is talking about stuff opposite to you. What does that say about you?
I don't care what, bro. Listen, like I said, I speak for myself, and I have my own opinion.
Let him respond. I'm gonna give him 10 seconds to respond, and then
I'll keep it short and sweet. I have my own opinions, yeah, and if everyone disagrees with what I say, like, congratulations, like it's a debate show. I'm not saying I have to agree. Like when I was talking about PSG, for example, when I was talking about PSG and Liverpool, who's going to win? I said 60% chance PSG were going to win. They all laughed, and now they won in it. So everyone's now praising PSG. The same technical.
My guy, but the moment you said. The moment you said Camavinga had a better game than Declan Rice, if you take away the goal.
Ahmed, listen, just go and watch what Rand say and then regurgitate it.
I have my own opinions.
Anyway, we're not here going to talk about other people.
That's crazy.
Mo,
you know what it is, though? You know what it is? When they can't point anything, they can't say anything else, bro. Like, they just...
That was a buzzer beater from... That was a buzzer beater.
All I got to say is... Declan Rice got a
one-hander. From all the way.
Mo, talk about that float. Kane missed that chances. Butler, Kane missed the... Guys, if you haven't watched the highlights after the show, go and watch the highlights. Harry Kane missed not a sitter. He missed sort of the easiest chances for a forward to score.
Should have been one.
And Michael Olise, to be honest,
he tried to precisely make it. He didn't need to do all of that. He tried to do the most.
Michael Olise,
bro, he's not even on me, bro.
Middle left, doing a slurp. Fish on Egal, relax, bro. I don't know what that means. Middle left
doing a slurp session.
That's
a crazy comment.
That's
bro.
all.
Talking about another man slurping a man live on YouTube.
So, Mr. C, that's why your name is just one letter. That's why your name is just one letter.
Marco, Mo, can you tell me who's better than Pedri and De Jong in the PSG midfield? I'm just gonna tell you, Vitinha and Neves and Fabian Ruiz together, they make the most technical play. That's what I said, Marco. I didn't say that they are the best players in the world. I said together, this is the most technically gifted midfield combination in the world. Yes. That's what I said exactly. I never said anything otherwise. Kevin is saying, man called me soft because I'm telling him to hold off and not count out the team that managed to be City after needing to score 4 goals in 10 minutes. 3 goals, he said.
Kevin, I'm saying you always tell me to relax, chill, whenever I'm on any stream, be it here or the terrace. And I feel like if you win a game 3-0, you should have the confidence you're going to go bury the tie. And I have the confidence that this team is going to go get the job done. If you want to wait until the job's actually done to be excited and say, yo, we're moving on to the next tie, that's you.
You can say you think we will, but like saying they have no chance or it's over, I think that the football gods love that shit.
They do have a chance, Martin, but obviously, listen, we all say things that end up being wrong. Like, no one really has no chance. You get what I'm saying? Like, obviously, everyone has a chance. Listen, I went to this game thinking they don't have a chance because they lost Gabriel. Clearly, I was wrong. But even when I said they have no chance, it's not like they're... If you do the statistics and you study probabilities, the probabilities still give him a chance. So he knows that. He knows there is still a chance. The fact there's still a game to be played,
I don't think that
means Madrid could come back.
Yeah, but
like, I'm not going to lie. I want to defend Egal for a second. You just beat Real Madrid 3-0. Egal has been there from the jump. Egal has been there from day one. I know when Egal overdoes shit. And I've had conversations with Egal with so much where I'm like, yo, Egal, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. The guy just beat the Champions League holders 15 times winners when everyone told him you have no chance, 3-0. And he knows now that Real Madrid have to play him next game into their element, which is a low block. And God behold, we know how nasty an Arteta low block could be. It is going to be the worst Champions League ever. If you enjoyed today's game, congrats. Don't watch the next one because it's going to be shitty. It's going to be the nastiest low block ever in the Bernabeu. I think Egal has every
But you know
right
that we play Atleti multiple times per season. Like Atleti,
but this is different.
You don't play. Okay, so you don't play.
We cannot all speak. Will and Staffy and Egal going at it.
This is different. Will, you don't have the same level of sample size and understanding of how we play. You actually today showed you don't know how we play because you gave us so much time and space on the ball. You gave us so many chances where Saka was 1v1 versus a winger versus a left back. You gave us so many opportunities showing us that you don't actually know how to stifle us. If people have a blueprint on how to beat us, it's probably some of the teams like the Fulhams and the West Hams and these teams. I think Real Madrid at the Bernabeu is actually going to play into our hands because you're going to give us so many, you're going to be attacking so much, it's going to leave up so much space to utilize our ability.
That's all right though, because Mendy and Ceballos will be back for the next leg.
No, but you're thinking You think
Dan
Mendy coming
Ceballos
back?
has literally become arguably our most important midfielder.
One second.
For that
You
injury.
think Mendy coming back is going to fix your defensive worries? Your defensive.
Well,
issues
Ferland Mendy is one of the best defensive left backs. Or no.
Yeah, but
Forget
he's just come back from an injury.
He's
though.
one of the best defensive.
You're saying.
No, but
like,
even with Mendy there, you're still conceding some of the most
Will.
goals you've conceded in a couple of years.
Well, yeah, but it's not necessarily because of Mendy. It's just because of in transition, like how we've been with the center backs. Like Rudiger has not been playing that one.
So you're going to be attacking.
No,
wait, Olo, don't interject.
It's the UCL though, but it's the UCL, bro. I've seen madness happen at this club, bro. Like,
I've seen madness too. I've seen madness too. But let's talk about the two teams playing each other, Mano and Mano. Two teams playing each other. One team that's set up well defensively and is an organized team and is known when a team opens up against them, they punish them. Hence Man City, hence PSV.
But you've not played like us per se.
You said you've seen madness. Hold on, you seen madness happen at the Bernabeu?
I said in that element, in terms of now, with us having
you're gonna now have to open up, similar to how Man City have to open up.
Egal, 1 second.
How other teams
when you're done, please.
us, and you're gonna be leaving yourself very vulnerable with the defense that you already don't back. If I see Asensio and Rudiger and whoever is playing, I know your defense is not going to be able to handle it. Are you going to control the game from minute 1 to 90? No.
The good thing though, bro. Like, I don't think what you're saying is wrong, right? Like, your logic makes sense, right? We're going to have to come out, and from minute 1, we're going to have to be the team that's attacking. I 100% agree with you. But it's almost like religion, bro. Like, you don't have, for example,
let him finish,
right?
then answer.
Yeah, so real quick, like with religion, right? You don't know which God is the real one, but you have faith, right? I have faith.
Yeah, I know what
that in the UCL, right? When it's do or die, I have to back my team that we can do it because I have no proof of concept because of how trash we've been this season. But I know in these big moments, this is where these players thrive. Is when the pressure's on. And the fact that the second leg is at our ground, that helps me as well. That's what I'm talking about.
Will, can I just say this to you? I agree with you. You've seen a madness happen at the Bernabeu. I've seen a madness happen at the Bernabeu. Arsenal beat Real Madrid 1-0. And you had Zidane on the pitch. You had R9. You had Sergio Ramos. You had Roberto Carlos. You had, what's his name? Ruud van Nistelrooy on the bench.
Look at our back four.
Hold on. Wait.
Look at our back four.
Olu, I'm coming.
Okay.
All I'm saying is he has seen a madness happen at the Bernabeu in Champions League. I've also seen a madness happen at the Bernabeu in Champions League. All I'm saying, football, I'm not saying here today that, Arsenal is going to go there and trash you guys. No. But you're going to play a team that knows how to defend. With 10 men against Man City, we defended 45 minutes and they got a 2-2 draw. Don't get it twisted. Real Madrid is a top team that everybody should give respect to, and especially at the Bernabeu, anything can happen. But the same way you back your team to say you've seen madnesses happen at the Bernabeu, I have seen a madness happen with this team when it comes to defending. I don't know why Arteta turned us into a defensive team. We were an attacking team 22-23. Suddenly, our defending numbers look insane, and I don't know why he did that. But if it's going to work, this is where he has to prove it.
But Dio, you've also seen a madness with you guys bottling stuff, right?
Can I just have 1 minute of you guys' time, please? There's a video that Egal shared that I want to share with you guys. It's very, I would want everyone to see this really quickly if it's possible. It's not a football video. It's a video of someone speaking. So if you could give me a minute of your time.
There is no possibility that Arsenal beat either Real Madrid or Atletico. It is not going to happen. Get it through your heads and just give up from now. I'm telling you right now, quarterfinal, you're going to get eliminated. Whether it's Atleti or whether it's Real Madrid, you are out. This is not your competition. You have no difference makers whatsoever in your team. You beat PSV. Hooray. Wow, well done. Champions League, don't talk. You need to be on the other side of the draw with Bayern Munich and the other bums on the other side. Now, when you're on the side with Real Madrid and Atletico, you're out. So you say Saka, Martinelli...
Anyway, I just thought I would share your co-host, bro. The biggest fraud on the internet, by the way. Like, by far, the biggest fraud on the internet.
Make sure you play that clip when they don't win the Champions League. Play that clip.
Let me make you laugh, right, Simo? So Husam was having a live stream.
He said
No. I want him to play that clip once they don't win it. We'll see where he goes.
Ahmed, to be honest with you, you're coming across as someone who's like not being objective.
No, not really.
To be honest with you, hold on, guys. Let me speak. The problem is because Husam is talk is that Arsenal, the job, and Will can attest to this because he watches Husam and he does shows with Husam, that the job will be done for Real Madrid at the Emirates. He said that Arsenal have no chance against Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid. He never spoke about winning. Let me finish. He never spoke about winning the Champions League. He never spoke about them reaching the final. He was only speaking about the tie against one of the two Madrid teams because one of them was going through. So now you're talking about, you win the Champions League or not. That's not the point. The point is,
would
he
be
was
playing
wrong about Arsenal going through against one of the Madrid.
You literally wait. Okay, let me rebuttal that. Let me rebuttal that. When Husam every single person, including every Arsenal fan, when they was making the predictions, ain't no one said that they was going to beat Madrid. Now they've done the Hold on. I'm talking about Mo as well, and every single person had their money on Madrid. The majority did. The majority, So these guys, you can play that. I'm not finished.
You sound like
we cannot speak with each other.
Bro, guys, let Ahmed finish.
I don't put anyone off here. Listen, Arsenal fans and everyone.
Ahmed, when people talk, especially the people that have headphones here,
I can't hear.
We cannot hear when two or three people speak. We can't.
Okay, let me just finish up what I'm saying. Husam's prediction right now looks mad, but at that time it really wasn't crazy because what did he say? Madrid have difference makers. Madrid are the better team. It's their competition. So where's the mad in that? Okay, they scored two.
Ahmed, sorry, Ahmed. I gotta stop you. You know why it's crazy?
How's
he
it
said
crazy?
it on this channel before as well. And, Mo, you were here. Obviously, it's your channel. You were here when he said this. It was when Real Madrid played Man City. Remember this? We had this debate, and I was here. And he said he would rather face Manchester City in any stage of the he'd rather face Arsenal in any stage of the Champions League this season than Manchester City. Because he said that when Real Madrid was about to play them, Real Madrid smacked up this Man City team. And then when they faced Arsenal, they shipped 3. Whatever your prediction was, you have to acknowledge that this whole idea of they had 0 chance from the beginning was an absolute fallacy. I fell a victim from that after the Gabriel injury. And I got to hold my hand up and I say, I didn't trust that Kivior could do the job. But at least I had my reasoning to say, you know what? Gabriel is a big miss. People who ruled him out from the beginning. Mo, you remember, he pulled out a calculator. He called me a calculator merchant. I said, you're laughing because now you remember the stream. I said, you're telling me that the team that had the second best defense in the first stage of the Champions League has 0 chance to win, but Man City do? And then look at us now a few months later. This is why when people like Egal want to talk their shit, I can't stop them because they got told for weeks, it doesn't matter if it's going to be Atleti, it doesn't matter if it's going to be Madrid, it doesn't matter if it's going to be Man City, you have no chance to win. And look at us now.
The majority had Madrid winning. The majority had Madrid winning.
Everyone, you don't understand. Nobody, hold on, everyone, stop. No one said that Arsenal are favorites in this game. And when you speak to Arsenal people, even they tell you it's hope, but no objective. But Arsenal proved us wrong. We raise our hand, we say, Arteta school than Ancelotti.
So the prediction wasn't mad then. It was
like if you, and the thing is, right, I know that there's not many English-speaking Madrid content creators, but the few that are out there, right, like the ones that aren't
Football Carnage, like and subscribe. Go ahead.
Period. Yeah, the people that aren't like
channel, by the way. Madele's my boy here, but
and like all these things, right? We all said at the Emirates, like, it's not going to be what people think. I feel like where all this talk about 0% chance and, we're going to come and just slap up Arsenal, it's going to be like a 5-2 aggregate, 6-1. That's from rival fans because that's what they want to see.
That's what they want,
but anybody that watched Real Madrid this season, because even the times where, for example, right, like we've lost to some trash teams in La Liga, and then like the next game we beat Man City. But at the same time, even in those kind of seasons, we've never been so trash for a majority of the season. Like, this is the worst season, in my opinion. This is the worst season that I have watched as a Madrid fan. I've been watching for 10 years.
Wait, no, Mo,
since the 2020-21 season, right? That's the Dan's last season. We were awful. This is damn near that bad. And the thing is, we're about to probably go 0 for 3 in these last trophies as well. So
Will, I'll say this, Will. The problem is this. Like I said before, there's a lot of football hipsters in this world, right? People who think they watch football. They don't really watch football. They might watch 1 or 2 games and they make a whole conclusion on things, right? So when we talked about this, I was on the stream with Staffy when Sam was saying all these things, and I said football still has to be played on the pitch, and you have to have hope as an Arsenal fan on going on the pitch, and you could do something, right? But there's this idea that, and I said the biggest falsity Florentino Perez ever created was this sort of aura about Real Madrid that we just turn up and we win. This thing of like the Champions League is ours. He created that.
But it is ours.
He never
So they won the most.
I know that, but listen to me. This is what I'm saying.
But
This
Will,
is what I'm saying.
you're
This is what I'm
missing
saying. Wait,
that's
listen
what
to
he's
me.
saying.
I'm saying he also created this aura about Real Madrid. That this sort of like you fear us before we get onto the pitch, right?
Of course,
The
you
reality
fear
is
us.
that yes, but the reality is that if you don't respect that, if you don't fear that, then you play that. You realize it's 11 men on the pitch and it's a game, and you have to play that game. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. That's why heritage. People who talk about heritage don't think too much about it because the heritage is not the person playing the game. If you're talking about heritage, let me finish. If you're talking about heritage, Steaua Bucharest have won the Champions League. They should have more heritage than Arsenal.
But we're not comparing Steaua Bucharest to Real Madrid.
What is this comparison like?
No, but this is the point I'm trying to make. When people this is the point.
We beat them in the Europa League.
This is the point about heritage. This is what I'm trying to say is that the fact of the matter is the game had to be played. The game was played, and you saw that actually Arsenal rose to the occasion. And that's
I'm gonna tell you. I want to move on because I need to actually speak about the masterclass of Mikel Arteta. But I'm gonna just tell you why the prediction for people was wrong. Sam is the only one who manned up and said, "I say it's a 0% chance, so I'm expecting Arsenal to get smashed by 2+ goal margins in both the Emirates and the Bernabeu." So at least he manned up. When you ask other people and you tell them you have 0 chance, and they tell you, "Yeah, Arsenal can get a draw at the Emirates and lose by 1 goal margin," that means Arsenal are in the game. But then yet they turn on the other side and tell you, "But Arsenal have 0 chance." Logic doesn't add up. When you tell me that Arsenal have no chance and have 0 chance, that means you're expecting the both teams to be far apart in the tie, which is what we have seen that it's not true. And when we kept, myself and Staffy, with the people that are in this, Dio and Martin and Olo, when we kept telling people that football doesn't work like this, Arsenal are a resilient team at their ground. They haven't been beaten at their ground for a long time. And Arsenal are going to approach Real Madrid different. So Arsenal will have a chance. They told us, "You are crazy. Arsenal have 0 chance." This is why the prediction of 0 chance is wrong. It's just wrong.
Well,
You
they said
cannot
it after
predict
the
0
West Ham
chance.
game. Remember when they drew the West Ham? They were like, if you can't score against West Ham, how are you going to score against Madrid?
As if
And
Real
this
Madrid
is
are going
why
to play
I
the
don't want to
similar
say
to West
words
Ham.
that are cancelable. This is
Yo,
why I call
can I
these
just
people
say something really
imbeciles.
quick, Levin? Wait for a minute.
Can I say one thing?
Really quick.
Can I say one thing?
Can I
I
just-
think
two seconds?
people are forgetting. I think people are forgetting in Arsenal's history in the Champions League, this is probably one of our biggest wins in a long time. And that's not an understatement. So when people speak, understand there's going to be people like Ahmed who are going to try to downplay it, make jokes about it. There's going to be people talking about what happened in the past. But the reality situation is,
Which are all valid.
Real Madrid's 15 Champions League badge on their shoulder and them being the Champions League holders makes people believe that they're still going to be of that same level going into every single season until they get knocked off.
Yeah,
And this
that's
is
not how
shocking.
football works.
And this is shocking to
That's
people.
expectations.
This is shocking to people because the way they speak about Arsenal specifically online and the way that people analyze Arsenal is, oh, they've never been able to get over the line. They're bottle jobs, and until they do it, we're not going to count them.
Which is also true.
I want to
And-
hear
and-
what Salad has to say so we can move on.
I
To
don't
Go
think-
ahead.
I don't think objective football conversations are happening often when we're speaking about.
Which is why we needed Will in all the previews that happened on all
Yeah.
football YouTube over the last 2 weeks. Because
Yeah,
we needed
this
a real Real Madrid fan to actually speak sense to the people that just watch the highlights and tell us that Real Madrid are going to go to the Emirates and smash Arsenal by 2+ goal margins.
I seen Dave before this game come out and say Arsenal are going to beat Real Madrid, and you guys are going to be all shocked because I don't think Real Madrid are playing at their best and they have problems. And when I come out here or other Arsenal fans came out here before the game and said we could beat Real Madrid, we're called delusional because let's be honest, majority of the people don't watch Real Madrid as much as they probably watch Arsenal in the Premier League. That's just a fact.
Salad, your point, please.
Really quickly, first of all, Will, has anyone ever told you you look like Russell Westbrook? Has anyone ever said that?
Yeah, don't even say that because it's weird. Every time I've seen him, I've
Yeah,
felt
now I see it, yo.
It's crazy, though.
Now I see it. Yeah. Now I see it, bro.
And he went to look to the side of it, and it looked like Russell
What's up,
Westbrook.
Brody? What's up, Brody?
He needs the birthmark that he has like by his lip.
Hey, look, man.
What's up,
if I can
Brody?
have Russ's bank account, then
Stuff, you know
I'd
what's
take
crazy?
it.
Every time I've seen Will, I've thought about it, and I've just said, you know,
trying to
don't say
say?
this to him. It's gonna be rude. It's like,
What's
And
up,
you have
Brody?
the little
What-
chin
what's a
thing he
good-looking
has.
guy? But anyway, back to the point.
Hey, yo.
Sorry, it's the first time I've
Papa,
ever
do
seen.
you guys agree with what I just said? Or you guys just walking-
100%.
Wait.
No, but that's what Salah is gonna continue talking exactly what
Of
you
course,
said.
I'm gonna cycle on what you were saying. No,
Oh, so it's
the
more Arsenal praise,
There
say
was a
less.
podcast. I think you done it with Husam or someone where
He's
you
so
were saying.
hurt. He's so hurt that his prediction is wrong. It's unbelievable.
he's so
That's-
boss.
no one's hurt, bro.
It's
No,
so
so
hurt.
I think so. Egal was on a podcast recently where he was like, "I don't care what the result's going to be. Arsenal's not going to get battered," and he was right. I mean, if you take your bias against Arsenal out of it, the logic would suggest it's going to be a close game. And I've done quite a few podcasts, and I've been saying Real Madrid is a better matchup for Arsenal than Atletico Madrid would have been. I think if Atletico Madrid played
agree.
against
I said
Arsenal,
that too.
I think they would have wiped the floor with you guys.
I said the same. Me and you
Because
said the
they play
same.
a similar style to you, but they've got far better attackers than you. Like this, like the combination play of Atletico Madrid this year has been out of this world. The way Griezmann and Alvarez and Simeone have been linking up this year has been ridiculous. Barrios or even Colin Gallagher, like the way they're not as defensively strong as they used to be, but that's a conversation neither here nor there. But for people to say no one expected Arsenal to get points. There's so many people, so many neutrals that aren't Arsenal fans that don't hate Arsenal that actually watch football that thought Arsenal have a very good chance here. I, for one, thought Arsenal were the slight favorite, like 55-45 favorites to go through. Personally, right?
Can I ask a question?
Guys, I really need to move on. We cannot. I
Can I
need
ask
to
one
move
question?
on from this point. We have made it so much.
Different points.
I know Egal has to go. Big up
I
Egal.
gotta work at 5 a.m.
Right.
Guys, love Arsenal fans.
Stop ducking at Madden,
Celebrate.
bro. Stop ducking at
Rival
Madden.
fans,
Like 6
rival
months
fans like
ago,
Ahmed keep crying, bro. If you want to play me in Madden Ultimate Team, I'll play you there. But you're too good
I'll
for
play
me.
Ultimate Team,
Regular
bro.
Madden. I'll be honest. You're way too
See you
good.
again. Egal talks football in the description, people. Big up.
Can I ask a question? Because you know how for the past week everyone's been saying this is the worst Premier League ever. Is this now the worst Champions League ever because Arsenal?
No. Can I actually tell you why this proves to me more that this is the worst Premier League ever? Because you could put a performance like this against Real Madrid, and I haven't seen anything similar to this in about 31 games of Premier League. You just showed me today that the whole excuse is that you couldn't keep the pressure on Liverpool because of injuries is bullshit. You actually got me more mad today.
I need to move on because Staffy has the point. Staffy has a point to make. ACR, big up my man. You finally called him out more. Love the channel and your content, but this curly haired guy, he's called Ahmed and he's a brother. Always has crazy opinions with agendas. It is okay to say your opponent or rivals played great. He actually said that.
Yeah, with tongue in cheek. We know what Ahmed was saying. It's okay. I understand that the brain is not fully matured, so it's all right. You carry on.
Dio, can you stop with that, please?
Yeah, it's so dry, bro. Like it's dry.
Yeah.
Brazil Madrid told me it was a robbery. Rodri won Ballon d'Or. This is your king.
Bro told me, yo, he said 10 times more. I've gotten 30 times less. I feel scammed. This is crazy. Yeah, like he's been missing since he's not won that. I feel like that's just messed him up a little bit.
Bro, he's the face of Brazil.
You know one observation I've made about Real Madrid, by the way, just really quickly. When Jude Bellingham has a quiet game, the team collapses. I think everything they do revolves around Jude Bellingham playing well.
I don't think Jude was bad.
Why do I have all the Arsenal fans?
I don't think it's bold. Don't get me wrong, innit? I'm not going to sit here and say Jude Bellingham was bad
today.
Yeah, bro. Jude Bellingham was solid today. There's people going to say, "Oh, Jude Bellingham
solid."
was bad.
Are you high? Really?
I'm not listening to you speak, and I'm not responding to you. Sorry.
Jude Bellingham solid game.
I'm respectful.
Jude Bellingham solid game.
I've never
responded.
This
guy is just. This is crazy. This is crazy. How was he good today?
And Will, I don't think.
I mean, we can have the conversation when he's done.
No, so I'm thinking. So what I'm saying is, I think when Real Madrid are at their best, it's when Jude Bellingham is getting on the ball a lot.
Crazy.
Like when Jude Bellingham getting on the ball and he's the one dictating the play and doing what Jude Bellingham does, getting into the box. But Jude Bellingham was a little bit quiet today. He didn't have a bad game. He was pretty solid. Like he was doing his defensive work very, very well. He picked up the ball a few times, but I think Arsenal did a good job on him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But I think he's the one that makes them tick. I think when Jude Bellingham doesn't play well or doesn't play up to how good he can play, these three attackers can't do anything without that. because he's the one that makes. Like,
you know how we
in my
said.
opinion.
No, you know how we talked about moments, like moment players. There was something that happened today in that game where Jude actually passed the ball to Vinicius. Vinicius tried to open up and curve it, and Raya made the save. On a good day, that would have been a Jude assist. Vinicius would have put that ball away. On a good day, Raya.
Don't forget about the pass for Mbappe shot.
Yeah,
in the
he
first
did.
half.
Yeah,
That's from Jude as well.
Exactly. Jude
That was
is
a 1-on-1 that could have made it 1-0 change the entire dynamic.
Oh, I forgot. Ahmed doesn't like Jude, and he thinks he's a rubbish.
He doesn't like Jude. You don't rate Jude.
The way I reacted.
Ahmed thinks Jude should not be in the conversation with any like big players at all. Like.
So my
Jude,
thing is,
Jude's performance against Arsenal was absolutely below average, bro. Below average. These guys are talking about this guy saying cool about one moment. He described one moment of the game, and all of a sudden that emphasizes that he's been great the whole time. The performance was awful.
Can we not speak over each other?
Wait. He pretty much said that it was solid defensively. You're basically saying he ran around, he gave it his all. Let's praise that and just overgas it. Like he didn't do anything today, if we're being honest.
So,
none of the attack did anything.
So you're one of those guys that only rate him if he gets GA.
Me? No.
Hold on. No. He won La Liga Player of the Year 2 years ago.
It's not about
still
that.
called him rubbish. And Jude Bellingham got double digits goals and assists that season.
Okay.
And he was the most clutch player in Real Madrid. And he called him a rubbish player.
Congratulations, Lautaro Martínez gets you GA. Congratulations, Lautaro Martínez gets GA for Mo, and Mo still doesn't rate him. So he essentially agrees. Like, anyone who watched that game today will tell you that Jude Bellingham's performance was below average.
So you don't rate Jude, period. So you
he doesn't.
So you don't rate Jude like at all. Like you. So like
I don't really the way how they gas him up, saying,
let him talk. Let him talk, guys. Let him talk.
Yeah, they massively overrate him 100%. Like I said, I can even watch that game again. Madrid's best midfielder, the most standout, was Camavinga. People say he got the red card. Forget about the red card. I'm talking about the overall performance, because these guys are talking about the assist he could have got. That's one moment.
I don't think
I'm putting it all into together. I judge a player and how he performs throughout the whole 90, because any player can do something out of nothing, out of a moment, and then ghost throughout the whole game. So Camavinga,
Ahmed, there's no way that you could watch Jude on a consistent basis and then tell me that you don't rate him. Like, just be real. Like, how much of Madrid do you watch? Like, not the El Clasico.
This season, I've watched about 15 Madrid games. About 15 Madrid games. And also, and you know what's mad with Bellingham, Jude Bellingham is a fantastic athlete. He's got great stamina. He covers ground. He runs around, and he's great at arriving in the box. On the ball, he's mediocre. He's nothing great.
I would agree with that, though. I feel like because it's not aesthetically pleasing, right?
You're dignifying him with a response. Just ignore him and move on.
Yeah. Bro, you're just doing the whole mainstream opinion.
But we can't do this. We need to have a debate. I know that there is someone has to go. Martin has to go. He wants to say something before he goes. I'm gonna give him
well, first question to you, Mo. How does this change the Arteta conversation now after this game?
I've been trying to ask that. I actually messaged Mo. I said I want to speak about Arteta.
Say that well again.
He should still be sacked if he doesn't win anything. Like,
no, but I'll tell you the difference. There is a difference between he hasn't achieved and they need a new voice, and he's a rubbish coach and he's a shit coach. Okay, we have to be objective. You get the point. That there is a difference between someone who's saying Arteta shit, he's just a shit coach, he can't coach a team, he's shit, he hasn't won you anything. But is he a good coach? Do you watch Arsenal? You think they're a well-drilled team? There are a lot of coaches in the world that haven't won trophies, but they are coaches that you know that you watch them, and they are coaches that can put a team on the pitch that can win games. That is the conversation. Yes, he hasn't won them anything, and yes, you have to move on, right? But we can't just sit here and be disingenuous and say Arteta is just a schoolboy that doesn't know how to coach a football team. That is the conversation. The banter aside, we can just sit here on a show for an hour and say, has he won you anything? No. Get him out. Arteta out. He's shit. He hasn't won the league. He's bottled the league. Is he a good coach? That's not the point. He's a shit coach. Get him out.
He's not a shit coach,
but wants Carlo out, and he's won shit. And he actually said even if he wins anything this year, he still wants him gone.
You're talking about Madrid.
No, forget that. Look at the difference between what Will said about how Madrid are being coached versus the way you see Arsenal being coached. And you can see the difference. Why he wants him out. He's saying basically the Madrid team seems to be just moments at this moment, right? Wow, I just said moments twice. Moments at this moment, as opposed to
Said it
put
twice.
together. I know, exactly. Are supposed to be put on the pitch, and you see actually there's a structure to it. So that's the difference between Ancelotti, yes, can motivate a team to winning leagues and Champions Leagues. The problem is that now that he's getting older, or maybe the players don't listen to that motivation anymore. Maybe it's getting a little bit boring. Is can you now put a tactic that isn't just going freestyle football?
Yeah.
And that's where the frustration starts coming as a Madrid. Because it was the same thing with Wenger. When we had Wenger, at some point it was like, can you just coach the players to do something apart from just 11 men on the pitch and passa?
You wanna know what's crazy, bro? During my watch along at halftime, I said, I guarantee you, right, that in Arsenal's locker room, Arteta's got the board and he's moving stuff around and he's, yo, you run there, you track back here. I said, Ancelotti just walked in, raised his left eyebrow.
You give him the people's eyebrow?
That was it. Bro had no words. Just eyebrow raised and walked out. And the players.
No. What'd you say, Terrace? What'd you say to Terrace? Power of friendship.
Power of friendship.
No, it's the people's eyebrow, bro. Remember The Rock? The people's eyebrow?
Just vibes. I'm telling you right now, bro. Arteta is a good manager in terms of he knows how to set them up, right? And I think he does deserve some credit to get them to this point, right? Because this is his team, right? These are his players that just got this great result. Fair enough. But in terms of what, going back to what Martin asked stuff, how does this change the Arteta conversation? I don't think it really changes it that much because you can give him credit, but then also still say, but he's been here 5-6 years. He's not won anything. He's gotten all this money. And if he does not win something this season, his job does still need to be underneath a lot of pressure.
Here's where you're wrong. Bro. And this is why I wanted to ask this question.
Something, but carry on.
Let me ask this question. I wanted to ask this question all along. Today, what I saw from Arteta, this win, this is what I like to call a legacy win. There are wins that you remember, some of the biggest wins of certain managers. You remember, but 5 years, 10 years, 20 years later. This is what I describe as a legacy win for Arteta. Now, me personally, I still don't think they'll win the Champions League because I said on the earlier stream before the result even happened, I think PSG will be better. And if they get through PSG, I do think on the other side, Inter and Barca are better. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong. So I want to talk about the hypothetical that they get past Real Madrid, which I think is most likely now, but they don't win the competition. They technically still have improved on last year because, yes, they did finish second in the league. And to me, that was sackable. But I think the ownership with the new director of football is going to look and say, we got further in the Champions League. We had one of the most impressive wins in recent years in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. Forget what Will thinks about Ancelotti. Forget what anyone thinks about him. It is still a big win within the context of who Real Madrid are, who the manager is, who the players are. They will look at it and they say this is significant. There's a significant improvement from last year to get past a team like this. Other teams around them are still low-key improving, like PSG, like Barcelona. What makes you think they're going to give up on their project and say, you know what, let's just wrap this bitch up with Arteta and get another manager when they see they're moving at a good pace and they're getting closer to winning a league and winning a Champions League?
So then you can't.
Objective talk and questions.
Who knew? I could be objective sometimes.
Can I stop
But then you can't tell Arsenal that
I'm impressed, bro.
You never knew anything about me. You just assumed I was a piece of shit.
Dio to respond.
I don't assume. I know you're.
I just wanted to.
We're cool now, though. That's why over the last couple of weeks we've been boys. I'm trying to say over the last couple of weeks.
And shit. Let's stream hell.
I know that Martin has to head out.
I know we keep talking hypotheticals, right? About if Arteta doesn't win the Champions League, then what should his legacy be? What should the club do? Should they fire him?
No, Dio, because if he wins the Champions League, we know they're keeping him. I want to know what if he doesn't win. I don't need to ask you, would you keep him if you won? I know you're going to keep him.
Hear me out, though. You don't. I mean, I wish you were here at the beginning of the season. And I think Mo is the only person, and probably Olu, who would back me up and say this. I said even if Arteta won me a cup double this season.
You did say, I remember that.
Yeah, I said I would still want him changed. If he gets a champ, like my thing is, changing him for me is not based on where we're at right now. Let me be honest with you. This Arsenal team of the last 3 years, for the last 5 years of Wenger, we were nowhere. When did we get back to the Champions League? This is our second time back in the Champions League in almost 10 years. This is our second time back in almost 10 years. The first time, Mikel Arteta, a newbie manager who had never coached any other team, had only been an assistant with Pep Guardiola, came to Arsenal and got Arsenal to the quarterfinal in his first time. How many managers? Now, I get there's some great managers out there who can come and do magical things. Mikel Arteta is a magician. My thing is very simple. If you look at what he has done and where he's brought Arsenal to, and I know there are Arsenal fans who, because they've not seen us win anything in recent times, it hurts them. I'm an old head. I've seen Arsenal win the Premier League. I've celebrated the Premier League wins. I've seen Arsenal make it to the final. In fact, my worst drunken story was the night of the Champions League in 2006 when we lost. My worst drunken story. Well, that's for another day. So my
Arsenal a big club, Dio.
No. Here's the thing about it. Arsenal are a big club that has
So
to
then what is
rebuild.
this logic then?
Hold on again. Will, just because I think maybe you're looking at it from a different perspective.
I'm gonna go, guys.
So
Big up Martin.
I just wanted to know, Olo, did you watch the game? Because you said you couldn't watch the game. What happened?
I watched the replay. Unfortunately.
Oh, you watched the replay. Okay.
And Martin, before you go, I just want to let you know that I love
Olo,
you.
get out of here, man.
And Martin,
Watch
before
this
you
out,
go, you know
guys.
that I love you so much, and it like
Take
every
it
time I
easy,
see
man.
you, it makes me happy, and I just want to let you know that.
Wait,
Terry, all I have to tell you, Terry, Husam
easy.
is
Right.
not only getting cooked.
I'm
Terry,
outside.
we need a compilation of Husam saying Arsenal have no chance of going through with him crying.
No.
Please do, Terry.
Egal posted it. I just showed
Please
you.
do.
Will, let me answer your question about is
Yeah.
Arsenal a big team? You said is Arsenal a big team? Yes, Arsenal is a big team to me, an Arsenal fan. Let me tell you what Arsenal is. Who Arsenal is not a big team to? The rival fans who just talk a lot of nonsense. Now, I understand where my club was, and I understand where we built it from, and where we ended up under Arsene Wenger, bringing Freddie Ljungberg in for a short period of time, bringing in Unai Emery, and then firing Unai Emery last minute and bringing in Mikel Arteta. And I said to myself, there's something that we need to entirely rebuild, because I went to Highbury. I watched games at the stadium. So I've seen my team win. So there's things I can hold on to as somebody who has seen it. I understand the new fans, the younger ones now, who've never seen Arsenal win, are like, yeah, trophy. And I want trophy, but I want it sustainable. And what Mikel Arteta has done for Arsenal is to take us from that rubbish that we were to now being competitive. The reason why rivals choose to banter us consistently, and the only thing they banter us about is you still haven't won anything, is they can't banter our football anymore like they used to.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, Dio, he's been at Arsenal 5 years. Yes, and he did a great job to win the FA Cup. But let's not act like there's not a little asterisk there, because that was Unai Emery's squad.
Stop.
Hold on, wait, bro.
Guys, please don't cut people in the middle.
All right, go
Let
ahead.
him finish, and then the rebuttal is.
Guys, I don't know if you know how content works. Someone has to say something, and then someone has to answer it, and that's how you create content. I know you want to stop him, Olo.
Let him finish,
Let him say
please.
it.
To be fair, to be fair, I lost my train of thought. So just go ahead.
Okay,
there you go. Thank you, man. Good fucking job.
Let me because you've said
You were talking about he won it with Unai Emery's team. That's what you were saying.
I hate that point. Because we never say Zidane won the Champions League with whoever he took over team, right? Jose Mourinho's team. We're not going to say Slot won it with Klopp's team. Because
He didn't come after. He didn't come up there after.
Whoever he came after when he took over halfway through the season. We never said, "Oh, he was this person's team."
Because it wasn't mid-season. That's a different thing.
He
came in and he actually changed the formation. Played over James and won with the
So when Chelsea won the Champions League, do we say Tuchel won it with Lampard's team? Do we give Lampard the credit for that?
I hate this point so much because basically what you're doing.
It doesn't matter.
That's a good point.
That's just what it is.
That's a very good point. No one ever brought it up.
Salad for once.
No one ever brought this up. They all talk about Zidane. They all talk about Slot.
Let me say this real quick.
No, that's different though. Hold on, wait.
I'm going to finish it.
You just did
Can I that
you-
point just really quickly?
Bro,
Wait,
go on.
can I counter that point just really
Go on.
quickly? Okay, so then with like the Chelsea thing, for example, okay, so Thomas Tuchel took over, won the UCL, but then he won the Club World Cup. He won the UEFA Super Cup and all these different things. Arteta,
again,
he won the FA Cup, right? All Arsenal, well, not all, but I think a lot of Arsenal fans say that squad wasn't good. He dismantled it, got 700 million, has built his own squad, and has not been able to win. I think if he was able to keep winning, nobody would bring that up.
I like the narrative.
But can
I like the narrative.
No, I want Olo to finish his point. Then that, please.
All right. So my thing is this: the reason why I still say is lazy analysis because throughout the history of football, managers have taken over teams and not how to and coming through either halfway through a season, I may have won something or not won something, right? When we say it's a person's team, it's lazy analysis, because also there's a difficulty of when you come into a team and you're taking over, it's because something's gone wrong. So to motivate the players and to be able to create cohesion to win something actually is harder than coming in and just building your own team. So when the reason why I make it, because when people say this has something derogatory about Arteta coming in and taking Unai Emery's team, Unai Emery's team had players who were smoking balloons, right? Players who were turning up late, players who were flouting the rules, and he had to take that team and drag whatever he could to get them to win that FA Cup, right? So
they were in the Europa League final this season before. Let's not do that.
But go read. I understand that. Go and read everything. No, but I'm saying that to Arsenal fan. Go and read everything that's happening behind the scenes. Yeah, right. Because it's not just about what's happening.
Still doing balloons for you. Is the one that won you the FA Cup. What are we doing here?
The point still matters. The point still matters.
Only here's my thing. See, it is disingenuous of you to say, "Oh, that's Unai Emery's team," and I'll say, you know, earlier when I first made the statement, I said rival fans are the ones who don't rate Arsenal as a big club. I rate Arsenal as a big club. You're doing exactly what I said. You're looking at Arsenal and saying, "Oh, well, just so that you can belittle the team and what Mikel Arteta has achieved," you're saying, "No, that's Unai Emery's squad." The truth is, Unai Emery's squad, whether they got to a Europa final the year before, they did not win it. Whether they came fifth or not, we were. Do you know what position we were when Arteta took over?
8. Well, you were like what?
11th.
8th?
We were 11th. We were 11th. Right? 11th.
What stage of the season?
It was like October.
He came December 19th. He came December 19th. Don't do this. Yeah, don't rewrite the story and then I'll address.
I'm not right. I actually don't remember.
No, not you, Staffy. Like he said October. And then I'll address your 700 million. I like how you guys like to talk about 700 million. Like Mikel Arteta was handed 700 million in 2021, and he said, "Here you go buy players, do what you need to do, and change the squad." Arsenal has spent 700 million over 5 years with Mikel Arteta. Do you know how much other teams have spent? We are literally the 4th or 5th highest spenders in that same 5 years in England. But nobody talks about that because you want to use Arsenal as a banter topic to just talk about the money.
No, but it's not about
Let me add on to what Dio's saying really quickly, because this 700 million thing is like it's the most.
Hold on, it's a fallacy again. Another thing I'll say against you is this: everybody talks about how the Cronkies are not good for Arsenal. Cronkies don't like to spend money. They don't like to spend money. Then the next minute you're going to say, "Oh, well, Mikel Arteta spent 700 million." Bro, which is it? Are the Cronkies spending 700 million? Is that good?
Wait, bro. Because I'm not coming from a place of banter though. Like that's not what I'm doing. The reason that I asked you,
those are lazy arguments, right? If you look at where Arsenal is coming from, a club that had the 3rd largest trophy cabinet in England went down to the dumps, to mud, where people were bantering Arsenal. We didn't make it to the Champions League for what 10 years straight. If I'm not mistaken.
8 years. Wait, but the thing is, I didn't ask you if Arsenal are a big club out of banter. Right. The reason why I'm asking you that is because whenever you listen to the reasons for why Arsenal fans would want to keep Arteta, it's all stuff that sounds like a small club mentality. Oh, well, look at where he's brought us and all these different things. So what I'm saying is he deserves credit for where you are.
Believe in him.
You're literally echoing what Ahmed has been saying for about a year now.
Because we believe in him. Sir Alex Ferguson, his first 5 years at Manchester
United. This Fergie comparison. Ya Rabbi.
He did not win anything.
Hold
on, Will. Sir Alex Ferguson, his first 5 years.
We're comparing
without yelling.
You didn't make it on my wall to get compared to
without yelling. We're having a very good conversation without yelling. We're having a very good conversation.
I have a Fergie picture on my wall and not my dad. Come on, what are we doing?
Stop talking to each other inside conversations, people.
Staffy, please. Great. See, I don't my respect to Fergie. Sir Fergie is the greatest for me. I respect that man from here till eternity. If Arsenal had him as the manager, I would be the happiest guy. I wouldn't worry about the first 5 years. What I see that Mikel Arteta is able to build, and when people say 700 million, I laugh because the teams that have won ahead of us, barring Liverpool, even Tottenham have spent more money than us and are not winning anything.
But Dio, that's 5 years of your life that you won't get back.
Chelsea spent 1.3 billion in 2 years. Why are we not talking about them? And what
they've been more successful than you recently,
right?
Chelsea.
Forget them. We'll talk about recently. In the last 3 years, they've been more successful.
They've been more successful.
You don't want anything.
And they've also won a league title way recently more than you. You've not won a league title in 2 decades. Never won a Champions League as well.
Yeah, I've not won a Champions League. But
So
hold on.
it's justified.
Hold
Who
on.
else is the other team? Is it United?
Listen. The only reason why I respect
mic
your
is
team,
very loud.
United, is United has
No,
old
don't lower it. It's good.
No, United has old heritage just like Liverpool, and those
You
two
just sound
clubs, I
stronger
can-
than I.
those two clubs, I can look at them
Yeah.
in front of me and say, you know what? Even though they've been United has been bad for these few years, their heritage still holds them up. In these 20 years that you're talking about, that I haven't won the Premier League, every other team that has won it behind me, have they caught up to the number of the Premier League that I have? No, because I built a heritage before them. Of course, I had my bad times.
So then why do you want to give them a chance to catch up by keeping somebody that can't win more?
Listen.
You don't know that. Nothing is fixed in stone.
Of course we know this. It's been 5
Why?
years.
Okay.
Yo,
Wait. Stop. Dario, wait.
One at a time.
Wait, but using Fergie as the example is an outlier, right?
You said
If
5 years.
Fergie went his
Let me-
first
let me
5
ask you a
years with
question.
no trophy.
Stop, guys. We cannot talk over each other. Wallahi, it's
You
very
said
hard to
5
leave.
years. Let me just quickly say this to you. If Fergie was fired after his 5 years, his
Which
first
he
5
should have
years,
been then.
which he should have been,
Yes.
where do you think United's record would be today?
Yeah, but that's
Looking back in hindsight.
right? Yeah,
Hold
but
on.
no.
But what was it that United?
Wait,
Hold
I'm
on,
sorry,
hold on. What was it
What
that
did Fergie win before United?
Now you finish your point so you can others speak as
Bro, he's
well.
going in circles, bro. Like it's like a big roundabout.
And then, hold on, wait, like,
Now
Like,
he's landing like one of those jumbo planes.
wait a
It's
minute.
taking forever,
Bro,
bro.
how should for like
Win-
20 years?
Will's not answering
with
the
what, like
question.
Aberdeen?
Let me
You
say
cannot say that. You cannot
What is
say that,
Aberdeen?
Dario.
All right. I'll
I
give
need
you.
Shafi to respond and then. Okay.
The reason you can't make that comparison is because he actually had enough on his resume to say, even though I haven't won in the first 5 years, look what I achieved at Aberdeen. I took a club that is not a top 2 in Scotland. And for the kids that love to make fun of Scottish football was actually top. It was a top league back in the 80s. So they were one of the strongest teams in Europe every year.
Didn't
And he
Real
beat Real Madrid. When is the last time
Wait.
Madrid lost a European Cup?
Okay,
No,
in that
wait, no,
same light,
No,
so only-
When's the last time Real Madrid lost a European Cup?
Only 30 seconds.
You gotta let people talk. You gotta let people talk, Dio,
Only
as well.
just 30
Come on.
seconds. Your man been 30 seconds. Let me just quickly respond to what you just said about Fergie. Yes, Fergie had something that he could point at, right? But then Mikel Arteta came in and in his first 6 months won an FA Cup.
But it's not the same, Dario. It is not the same.
No, you see, now you want to discredit what he did in his
I
initial
know I
spot
did
at
it.
the very beginning.
Bro,
You
compare
talk
the
about-
FA Cup
I'm
to
not
the European
comparing
Cup.
I love when
Fergie
Jackie
and-
gets too squeaky.
Listen, I'm not comparing that Fergie and I'm not saying Arteta is, I'm not saying Arteta
The
is Fergie,
same.
but I'm saying time.
I
Time
love it.
matters.
I love it. I love it. I
And
love
where
it.
Arteta is going to, I think the
Right.
club sees where they want to be with him. So if they're
So-
sticking with him, it's
So
all.
wait,
it's
can I
all
say?
there.
Can I make a better point in this? Okay, because I think we're using Fergie, and Fergie is a poor point to use because of what he did at Aberdeen.
Yeah, thank you. I don't
Wait,
think it's the right comparison at all.
So the right comparisons would be if
I
you look
think
at Klopp.
Olu and Dio
Klopp,
have been
wait,
talking for the
Klopp-
last 15 minutes. Just them two.
Klopp,
By the way.
it took 8 years.
For the last 15 minutes.
No, it took Klopp 8 years to win at
Respect your
Mainz.
unks, man.
Sorry, so it took Klopp 8 years of Mainz. They went to Dortmund, and then
Mainz.
a year after. No, but, so that's the wait.
You're a
This is the
small
point.
club.
This is the point. This is the point. This is the point. Carlo Ancelotti didn't win for about 7 years into his career. What I'm trying to say is that when you look at some of the great managers, right? Pep and Zidane are anomalies. Like not many managers in the first couple of years start winning big things. If you look at the great managers, Trapattoni's, Lippi, a lot of them took them a while to get to the points, right? Because managers learn on the go. What Dio is saying, what Arsenal fans, no, I'm just saying, go look at most of the great
But
managers. They don't
Arteta's
win
first
straight away.
job should not be.
I'll let you finish and then I'll
Wait,
tell you why I disagree.
Wait,
Nah,
hold on,
that's
wait.
wallahi
But
not going before
Arteta's
me.
first job
There's
should
no way
not
anyone goes,
be.
you're not going before me. I've been waiting for so long.
I've been waiting for a
Let
while
me just
too, man.
finish. A lot of managers have to learn on the go, and you can make the arguments about whether his first job or not should be Arsenal. The thing about Arsenal fans
He's at
who
a big
believe
club.
in him, and but the thing about Arsenal fans who believe in him, which I'm like, listen, I don't really care, to be honest. He wins, he doesn't win. Like I'm not like I don't believe in the Arteta in or out. But the thing about it is that Arsenal are harder team to beat, and for me, that is the most basic thing as a manager that I want to see. Put a team out that I can believe on any given Sunday we can win, or any given Saturday we can win a game. I don't go into games anymore thinking that Arsenal are going to lose. Under Wenger, I used to be like, yeah, I think we can win, but I don't know, especially in the big games. Under Emery, I had zero chance in the big games we're going to win. In the first 2 years of Arteta, I had the same trepidations. Now, for the past 3 years, I go into those big games, into most games now with a belief that Arsenal are going to win. And that's why it's funnier when Arsenal lose now, because fans are now don't expect Arsenal to lose. That's why it's even more funny. Unlike before, where it was AFTV and like, people don't talk about AFTV anymore. That's how much he's changed the perception of the club itself.
So basically, because you don't get battered, that's why you start to.
That is the start.
That's pretty much what you're saying, isn't it?
It's called a foundation. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I mean, the ball must be
15 minutes, and that's what you interpreted from his.
Bro,
Breaks in time.
the ball's in Jehannam, bro. I'm telling you, like it's crazy.
You are childish.
Coming from the United.
Anyway, guys, we still have over. Mohamed Salah is going to talk. We still have over 1,000 people here, and we're not even on.
I think Salah is getting some special treatment here. I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Well, I've not been talking, wallahi.
He's a Napoli fan.
Why is the Somali getting more time than the Egyptian? Is it a color thing? Is it a color thing?
I've been waiting.
Guys, basic thing of YouTube, when I'm telling the audience to like the video, please don't interrupt me so they get to like the video so we get more viewers in.
Yeah,
very simple.
If you didn't like the video before we allow Dio to go on another monologue and to tell you guys the importance of liking the video on YouTube. Please,
guys,
like the video
hit
now,
the like button. And also, if you're new, we're now past 30,500. We're actually on the way to 30,600. So hit that like button if you're new. Subscribe. And also, all these guys' channels are in the description. Staffy TV, AA United, Banter on the Pitch, Egal, Football Corner, of course, Real Madrid, Talk, and other good shows. He has like a show with like 50 people, and it was just fantastic the other day. So just go and support to Salad, go ahead.
I think I've forgotten half the points I wanted to say.
Alhamdulillah.
No, I think what makes what Arteta's done with Arsenal so impressive and gives Arsenal fans the belief is no other manager has done what he's done in history of football, by the way, to come to a big club from your without any other previous head coaching experience. You know what I'm trying to say? Mourinho didn't do it. Pep Guardiola didn't do it. Carlo Ancelotti didn't do it. None of these they've all had. So the fact that he's been able to come into a club of the size of Arsenal, win an FA Cup, and then dismantle the entire team. When people say 700 million, as Dio pointed out, everyone spent that 700 million. Pep Guardiola spent the 700 million on top of Vincent Kompany. He already had a foundation of Vincent Kompany, Aguero, Yaya Toure, David Silva. The same money that Pep Guardiola spent, Arteta had to spend it to get rid of an entire team and build an entire squad of 23 from scratch. If you look at this Arsenal squad of this season, none of them are here from...
Wenger was winning FA Cups, so you can't use the FA Cup as an example. Wenger was winning FA Cups.
When was the last FA Cup Wenger won before Arteta won it?
Wenger has won...
No. When was the last one that Wenger won before Arteta won it?
Let Salah.
We cannot cut more Salad in the middle to ask questions.
No, but he cut.
I know, but let him go.
Wallahi, Dio, just take it with a pinch of salt.
We're ignoring certain man. But anyway, as I was saying, like no other managers come into a big club, and I think this is why. So as Will was saying, you're saying Arsenal a big club, and your point you're trying to go is you should be winning trophies. Arsenal's trajectory from where they have been shows that.
Turn off your flashlight, man. It's blinding us. I'm saying turn off your flashlight. It's blinding us.
Oh wait, but Salad though, like the thing is, bro. Big clubs would never have hired Arteta. Like that's the point that I'm trying to make. Like yes, like how you brought up, somebody brought up like Klopp at Mainz and things like that. Bro, they were at small clubs where they.
You're wrong, Will. You're wrong.
Zidane.
Your own club hired Zidane with only second team experience.
Hold on, but that's different though because look at this. No,
now it's different.
No, hold on. The point that he was trying to make was that Arteta's come in with no experience and has had to rebuild. Zidane didn't have to rebuild a squad. So
it's more impressive.
It doesn't make sense for me to bring that up.
That's why we're saying Arteta. That's what he's saying, though.
No, but what I'm saying is that him just rebuilding the squad at a big club, like what Arsenal is supposed to be.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Arsenal were in the dumps. That's the point I'm trying to make. Arsenal were in the dumps. Like Arsenal, maybe they're a big, like Milan, for example. Milan are a big club, but they're currently 9th in Serie A. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So they need someone to come in and rebuild.
But they finished 5th, bro. Like, how could that be the dumps? They finished 5th with Emery. And then what? They were Arteta like 2-3 seasons.
And they're knocked out of every single competition as well, barring the Champions League too.
Like, it took Arteta a couple of seasons to match what Emery did in the one full season that he had.
In that time,
so how much in the dump they have really been?
In that time, he was selling guys like Aubameyang and Lacazette. Like it's a rebuilding process. I feel like because you're a Real Madrid fan, you won't understand that 99% of clubs go through this. Where
I understand. I understand it.
I feel like you specifically probably won't be able to understand.
No, bro,
this.
but I understand it.
With respect, I would like you to just kind of give other, like for example. Every other team in the history of football had to Man United, who are the second biggest club in the world, in my opinion, are now having to go through a rebuild. They've had to go through a rebuild. Barcelona.
Can we go one stream without mentioning United? No United talk.
No,
I was happy. Now I'm upset.
Manchester United wouldn't have signed a manager that's never managed before. Like that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Okay, we did, but nobody just only managed.
What has that got? Listen, hold on. Let me ask you a question. What has that got to? Okay, so
let me respond. There's another team, your rivals, who, in my opinion, aren't that big of a club. I think you take out Messi's history from Barcelona. No, you take out Messi's history from Barcelona. They had to go through
Barcelona, a small club.
No, I'm not saying they're a small club. I'm saying for me, it's a little bit.
Barcelona, Messi is bigger than Barcelona.
I agree. So the point I was trying to make, Barcelona hired Xavi, for example. You know what I'm trying to say?
Institutions. Doesn't mean
like Barcelona hired Xavi. They had to go for a rebuild. So I'm saying,
no way, but
Xavi won a league title, by the way.
Like the middle ways. But he was cooking like in the middle. No,
Xavi won a league title with Barca.
He had experience. He wasn't inexperienced.
Name the team he coached in Qatar.
Wasn't it like Al-Shabaab or something?
No. Name him, Will.
No. Well, I'm saying, like, wasn't it like Al-Shabaab or something?
Al-Shabaab, not even there, bro.
I don't know. But he won like 3 league titles.
Like, yes, in Qatar.
But the point I'm trying to make, isn't it?
But he had some experience. That's all that I'm saying.
But the point I'm trying to make is Arteta has justified the signing, yes or no? Arteta has showed that he can take a team that was
he can rebuild the team. That's what he's shown.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's where the trust comes in. The trust is shown. They've gained the trust in Arteta to show that maybe he can win something. And also over these last 3 years, I have been on Mo's show, plenty of shows saying Arsenal have no business competing for a Premier League title with this squad. By the way, over the last couple of years, in my opinion, Arsenal haven't had a striker or an attack capable of competing for a title. The only reason they've competed is because of the quality and the foundation that Arteta has built. The defensive quality, defensive stability, the midfield structure, and the patterns of play. That's why they're competing. An attack of Martinelli, Saka, and Havertz has no business competing for a Premier League.
I have a very good response to this.
For a Premier League.
Can I ask a question? If Arsenal, instead of hiring Arteta, have hired an experienced coach and they gave him that money, would Arsenal have won something during that 5 years?
That's a great question.
Yeah. No, we saw it.
How do you know?
Who's the manager?
If they brought Hansi Flick, they would have won way more trophies.
His name was Unai Emery.
Now we're being disingenuous, right? Like now we're being disingenuous.
Name was Unai Emery.
Unai Emery is not a big coach. With all due respect to you, Unai Emery is not a big coach.
Okay, so
we are talking about big coaches.
Okay, Mo, can I ask a question?
Will is not talking about a big coach. Will is saying an experienced manager. Unai Emery.
Can you give us an example?
With a question, Mo, where Arsenal were, would a coach of the caliber that you're asking, would they come and do a rebuild of Arsenal?
If you
so can I be more specific, Mo? Can I ask your question with specificity? Mo, let me ask you a question with specificity. Because when they got Arteta, everyone wanted, what's his name from Juventus? Allegri. So let's use that hypothetical. What happens in a world where they would have went for Allegri instead of Arteta? And give him
700 million?
Yeah, let's use that example since you want.
Allegri might have won them a couple of cups out there. He might have done better in the Champions League. Allegri have reached the Champions League final twice and been absolutely very unlucky. Don't interrupt me, please. Because because what you're about to say, I was about to absolutely address.
Okay.
You get Allegri, you get him 700 million under his hand. Allegri might have won something. It's a bigger chance than Arteta at that time. I'm going to give you another example. I'll give you another example. You get Antonio Conte, for example, and you tell Antonio Conte, I'm going to give you the money, though. Work with these players, win us something. Antonio Conte might, at that time, have a bigger opportunity of winning than Mikel Arteta. Hold on, let me finish. There are many. Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick, and you give him 700 million, he might win you. He has a bigger chance than Arteta. That is what Will is talking about.
I agree.
That is the thing. They give Arteta the job and tell him to rebuild because they know that Arteta is still novice.
No, so that's not the reason why. So that's the reason why. So, okay, a couple of things. Right? First of all, prior to Emery, they actually wanted to get Arteta. That was the original vision to get him in before Emery, right? But actually, it was when Raul Salini, whatever his name, came in. He said, no, go for Emery, go for someone a little bit more established because you cannot just go from Wenger and give it to a rookie coach. So that original plan was actually to get Arteta. What the hell was that in the background?
Sorry,
did you hear that?
That's Will is.
Sorry.
It was me. My fault.
That was salads.
Okay, so they wanted Arteta earlier, right? They didn't go for him. They went for Emery, right? So now the thing you got to remember is this. Yes, you could bring in those coaches. And we've seen this with bringing in someone like a Ten Hag into Man United, right? And you give him loads of money. I'm sorry, Staffy, I mentioned Man United again. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to make a point here.
I'm getting off screen.
When Arteta came to Arsenal, the issue of Arsenal became more apparent than what we thought it was, which was there needed to be a total transformation of the club itself. So it wasn't just a case of coming and plugging in and saying, right, continue what's going on. Because yes, maybe the 700 million we'll be able to cover the cracks, but the reality was that the club was rotten to the core.
I'm gonna give you the best example. But that's the whole point.
The change had to happen. So, and I'm not saying that another manager couldn't have done it. I'm not saying Arteta's the only manager that could have done it. The reality was that he had to do that job, and that's why basically that's why it was given that money and trusted, and that's why even in the beginning we're bringing in like David Luiz.
I'm gonna give you the best example out there.
I'm gonna break something down.
I'm gonna give you an example of a coach.
Can I break something down real quick? Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
You're talking about, I'm going to speak quickly about Unai Emery and Mikel Arteta. Unai Emery in 18 months was given £252 million. In 18 months, Unai Emery spent £252 million. Arteta in his first 2 years spent £130 million. The £700 million that you guys keep talking about, as though this guy was given a £700 million blank check in his first year and did not use the money wisely, is so disingenuous. If you want to talk about exactly how, if you give Allegri £130 million in his first 2 years with the players that Arsenal had at the time, for Allegri to go on and take us to Champions League final, do you think Allegri would have done that, or Antonio Conte would have been able to?
Can I give you a better thing?
Hold on, with Rob Holding and David Luiz and all those guys, do you think that would have happened?
Yeah, but the difference, Arteta also got a lot of players wrong in the 700 million.
I agree with you. He got.
I'm not
saying he didn't get. He did.
I actually think you guys didn't get Will's point at all. Will is saying big clubs don't hire novice managers even to do rebuilds.
Well,
that's what they do. That's
Will's opinion because of the way your club is run. Hold on. Because of the way your club is run, Will, that's your opinion. Arsenal did not have a single ownership until 2018.
Guardiola was a novice and he had to rebuild Barcelona because they were trying to get rid of Eto'o, trying to get rid of Ronaldinho, they're trying to get rid of Julie, they're trying to get rid of Marquez, they're trying to get rid of all these players that were older, De Bruyne, Mascherano, all those young players. So actually, when you look at it historically, Guardiola, Barcelona did the thing Arsenal did when they went and got a young manager who they plucked from Barcelona B because they said he knew the system, he knew what he wanted to get the club to, he knew the Cruyff way of playing football. I said, actually, we're going to entrust him to rebuild the team. And in the first couple of years, what did he do? He got rid of all those players that he thought were detrimental to the team, they were cancelling the club, and then rebuilt in his own image. So actually, there is a history of a big club doing exactly what Arsenal did. And the only difference is that they were more successful than us. Mic drop.
I'm just going to say one thing. If Inzaghi was at Arsenal and he was given that money over years, he might have won things. That's just what I'm saying, to be honest with you.
I have a important question whenever you're ready.
Can I finish this?
Whenever you're ready.
Who's better, Camavinga or Bellingham? Will?
Who was better?
Who was better? Camavinga today.
Camavinga was better. Okay, MT, to see your answer. Emmanuel is saying, was Madrid bad or Arsenal made them look bad?
Both.
Arsenal was ridiculous today.
Both, because we've been like this all season. We just get away with it, but Arsenal didn't let us get away with it.
I think they really limited your chances, though. Will, like no Benta. I think
no.
In the first 10 minutes,
in the second half, especially Mo.
In the first half, Real Madrid, if they were a little bit clinical, they could have been 1-0 up or 2-0 up in the first 15 minutes.
But I'll tell you what, Mo, there was one chance where Saka, and I don't usually see Saka do that, but Olo mentioned it. He gave away the ball. It was recovered well. There was another one, Kivior tried to make a side pass in his half. I don't know why he did that. And then someone took it and they defended it well. You really take away those two because they're legit mistakes from Arsenal players. I thought they were very limited to what Arsenal were really limited to how many chances they could give him. We trust this Madrid team that they have enough quality to play in moments, especially when they have Mbappe on the counter. But when you limit how many chances you give them, you end up with games like this. So I think I would much rather give Arsenal credit for the job that they did on them than to just say that Madrid were bad. I've seen Madrid being bad and still win. Today they were bad and they just couldn't do anything.
Tonight I'm a big
Mo, just move.
Don't read it.
Yellow,
Don't read
you're
it,
a
Mo.
big dick energy. That is fine. It's okay. I know you're an Arsenal fan.
I
You were
know.
hiding all this time, Diallo. You were hiding all this time.
Diallo
saying
talking
you're a
about your
Barcelona
Johnson
fan.
live on YouTube is crazy, bro. But
Arteta runs
long-
Arsenal. Get used to it. Here for the long. Oh, he's an Arteta. ain't he?
Time out.
Sure.
Time out. Time out. Pause. Whoa. Bro, you didn't get it.
bro saw a group of men on YouTube talking about football, and he was like, "Let me talk about my thing." That's crazy, bro.
Who cares, bro? Just people move on. I'm like on this channel, to be honest, guys. I'm old enough to I don't care about it, bro. Like,
Nah, the
to be
chat
honest
is
with you,
funny,
I
though, but
don't
give it
care
to him.
about it,
this
bro.
super chat. I like this super chat because the FA Cup win was Unai Emery.
Can you read it first since you want to talk about it?
If the FA Cup was Emery's team, then the 2-8 finishes were Emery's team too. But you all say Arteta finished 8 twice. Pick one. You can't say Arteta finished 8 twice after he took an
That's very
Emery's team to win the FA Cup, because that was the same team that.
But I don't
came
think
eighth
anybody would
and
have a
eighth.
problem with that.
No.
But people say,
Hold on, Will.
well,
Then
it's
keep-
not
Will,
you.
then
It's
Mo,
the majority of the
Mo, then
people
let me-
that talk
Mo,
about the
Mo, let me
football talk like
break
this.
out real quick. If we agree that the FA Cup is Unai Emery's team and the 2 finishes of 8th and 8th, which is 3 seasons now, is Emery's team, let's erase Arteta's first 3 years. Arteta has been here for 5 years, which means he's been successful in 2 years, chasing down the Champions League into quarterfinal.
But what's
finishing
success for
second.
you?
No, because you were saying
No. But what's success for you? Because
no. I'm saying he has been successful in his rebuild of what he started to do.
Subjective.
No, but if you're giving the kudos of anything that happened,
Subjective, Your Honor. He just said.
Unai Emery's team won the FA Cup, which means Unai Emery's
objection,
team
Your
and
Honor?
until
The way
Arteta
Will
had
said it in the middle, he's like
until
subjective.
Arteta had his full
It's not
team, that's when you start
argumentative, you know, like argumentative. That's not a fact. That's an argumentative thing.
It don't make no sense.
Yeah, I know.
It's either Arteta has been here for 5 years and he's responsible for everything.
But either way you spin it, he still deserves to be sacked. Either way, it still doesn't work out for the answer that you want.
Again, you can say it however you want. The point is, you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth by saying in one vein, the team that won FA Cup is Emery's team, but that's the same team that came 8th and 8th. So those 3 years,
how are you saying? But I didn't make that point. So how are you saying?
But it's the same team, though. No. But if you
okay, so then that's Emery's side. Then that's Emery's side. So then okay, fine. So then erase Arteta's first 3 seasons then.
Yeah, erase it. So he's had.
But that's what Dio is saying. Dio actually makes sense.
So that means that in his last
I
2
agree,
seasons,
but I'm saying he still has not done
enough. Let me
enough.
ask you a question. If you have a manager, if you erase the first 3 seasons,
Will is right here. Even if you have 3 years without trophies at a big club, you need to get sad. That's basically what it is.
Oh, mathematics is very simple.
Stuffy. No club keeps a manager. No big club keeps a manager for 3.
With that logic, Mo, no. Dio is actually right. Here's the thing.
Yeah, we said 5 years. We said erase his first 3 seasons because that belongs to Unai Emery.
So erase it.
That means he's been here for 2 seasons, and in those 2 seasons, which is this season and last season, what has he's not?
No, the season before. The season before.
Any season that had Unai Emery's player. Any season that had Unai Emery's player.
Wait. But also on the logic of that as well. I mean, yeah, you could say he's failed. He's not won anything. But if you look at the context between those seasons, first season, if he was going by just the 3 years, right, when you rebuilt his team. First year, he bottled the league, right? Because I said that Arsenal went on an amazing run, but bottled the league. Second year, he lost the league by 1 point, or by one game swing, and then this year's happened, right? So in theory, like actually, you say he is getting better, and if this year he goes on to a semi-final or final in the Champions League, you go actually he's continued to progress. So if you're I'll put you as Will, you're running a business, and the guy, he's not basically. Let's say he's not making $1 million, but he's making $900,000. Would you sack him?
Yeah, but if my normal is making,
you don't know your normal. You don't know your normal before.
What was Arsenal's normal?
Wait.
But they're a big club, so then the norm had to be winning. Hold on, wait, because you can't be a big club. Hold on, wait, you can't be a big club and then say that the norm is not winning. So
in your lifetime, in your lifetime, you have seen Arsenal win 3. Okay, how old are you, Will?
I'm 28.
Okay, so when were you born? When were you born?
96.
So in your lifetime, you basically have witnessed Arsenal win only 2 league titles.
Well,
so
I started
2 major trophies.
I started watching in 2014.
2 major trophies. We don't count cups. Nobody counts cups other than the English people for Arsenal.
No, wait, but
no one counts cups.
Cups do count because that's what adds. Yeah, no, wait, but it does because cups is what adds to your major.
Would you keep a manager at Real Madrid if he won 5 cups in a row and lost the league and the Champions League?
For 5 straight seasons?
Yeah.
No.
So the cups don't
But I
count.
would keep him if like his first 2 seasons. Okay,
Mo.
say if he won two Copa.
So again,
But
so
Mo,
again,
wait,
Will,
jump in.
again, you say Arsenal is a big club. When have you seen Arsenal win the UCL?
But you said that Arsenal were a big
No.
club.
I'm saying again, no. I'm saying based on you said it. Your own words, like Arsenal is a big club. Why are you doing this?
But that's why I
saying,
asked you first to preface off what you think.
But even after explaining my position to you, you still insist that position doesn't stand. When I say I, as an Arsenal fan who saw my team win the Cup Winners' Cup in 1994, I, as an Arsenal fan who saw my team win the Premier League, I, as an Arsenal fan who saw my team go invincible, I, as an Arsenal fan who saw the multiple FA Cups that Arsene Wenger won and share a birthday October 22nd with Arsene Wenger. Like that is, I, as that Arsenal fan, I understand how far we fell, and I understand why we went the direction of Mikel Arteta and what we are doing now.
I'm gonna lie to you.
Sustainability in the long run. Now, I don't agree with it because we should behave like the so-called big club. But Arsenal did not have one ownership up until 2018. Before 2018, we had multiple shareholders, a board, and a bunch of people who just did whatever they wanted to do, however they wanted to do it, built the Emirates, made profit. It was about their pockets. Until the parties finally bought the club over and eventually decided this is the direction we want to go. Now I'm like,
I asked you if Arsenal was a big club to go off of what you think. So now what I'm saying is, how can you now say, because you said that Arsenal are a big club. So then now, how can you ask me, well, then when have you seen us win a Champions League? So it's like you're kind of discrediting
because you kept on hammering about Mikel Arteta, and I said I understand because I've seen us win stuff. I totally understand why we went that direction. It's annoying, but I understand it, and I see where it's going.
I didn't. In the beginning, I didn't understand it. I thought it was the worst decision we were making. We're bringing this rookie guy who was an assistant manager at Man City. I didn't understand it, right? But it took me till the year we finished 5th for me to see the difference. But listen, Will's talking from a place of privilege. The club he supports is owned by a bank. It's owned by the King of Spain, right? So things run slightly different.
Who owns Madrid?
The King of Spain. I'm just saying, listen,
brother, the fans own Real Madrid. What are you talking about?
No, we know.
We don't have an owner.
We know the real owner. The King of Madrid. We know.
So then aren't Arsenal then owned by the King? Because doesn't the royal family support Arsenal?
Guys, now we're going into now you're gonna go into something that I'm gonna just do this last research and get out of here.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Arsenal will crumble once they hear the Hala Madrid why not a mass Madrid Champions League Jojo is real, not from 3-0 down.
They need to be asking what is Saliba gonna think about the city? Like that's what they need to be worried about. You worry about the wrong things, bro. This is a good recruitment tour. Don't worry, Saliba's gonna be on the phone with his agent. They're gonna have to drag him back on the team bus, bro. Don't worry, Saliba will come save you. Don't worry.
Allegri will not be able to do a rebuild based on what he did it with Juventus twice, but fine.
No, he didn't. Get the hell out of here. That was Conte. Conte done the rebuild. Relax.
Conte left.
Conte done the rebuild. Conte won 3 in a row. Then Allegri carried on.
And then Allegri came. And how many? Allegri won 7 in a row. Did the rebuild in the middle. Once the Pirlo.
You can't rebuild in the middle. All they did was buy everyone else's best players. And maybe stop it, man. There was no rebuild there, bro. There was no rebuild.
Listen, people.
The rebuild was buy Higuain and buy Pjanic, buy Napoli's best player, and then buy Roma's best player.
So it's a rebuild. It's a rebuild then.
Come on, man. It's not a rebuild.
How is that a rebuild?
It doesn't look like Salima wants to go to Madrid, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Come on, man.
He told him to get his ass up.
Nah, look, bro. Jax and Mbappe, like, what's the weather like? What kind of food y'all got over there? This guy's gonna walk into the Bernabeu. It's gonna make the Emirates look like a training facility, bro. Like, come on now, bro. Like,
there is a reason why it's called Royal Madrid, the Royal Club.
Okay, so then our Real Sociedad owned by the King is Real Betis.
They've never seen anything like that Arteta mid-block in their lives, fam.
Do you know that Real Madrid were the last club in Spain to even get the title of Real? You guys know that, right?
I think the next game is going to be the worst game ever.
I know your history.
This is now going sideways, and we just have to end the stream now because it's.
No, I wanted to ask a question.
Just quickly, can I just say this? If we get our defenders fully fit by next
I can't imagine that we still have 1,000 people watching what we're waffling about now.
Allah, big up to them. There's 1,000 people watching.
Allah, big up to them. I don't understand how.
For the last 15 minutes, me and Staffy been in the private chat talking about.
We're just talking about basketball.
We've been waffling, bro, for the last like 20 minutes and 1,000 people watching us. Wallah, big up the people in the chat. Wallah, big up everyone.
Yeah, wallah. Smash a like on the video.
Smash a like, guys. There's nothing else to talk about.
There's one thing.
Go on.
Go ahead.
I want to ask this question. It's a very shameless question.
Mm.
But I'm asking it to Ahmed especially. This Arsenal super team that we've seen today. Listen, in the knockout competition, I just seen Emirates beat this Arsenal super team. So what does that say about Emirates? That's all I want to leave us with. You know, there's a genuine question here.
Bro, Amarim.
Amarim, we didn't have Mikel Merino.
No, you said
Ahmed.
Wallahi, the last two games, I'm starting to see some like the Nottingham Forest game. Even though you guys,
I'm being shameless. If anyone thinks I'm being serious, I'm just.
Yeah, that's actually a joke about Amarim out for Ahmed. We need Ahmed to talk. He hasn't spoken for an hour.
I'm seeing something. You feel me? It's looking all right. Even though you lost against Nottingham Forest with that crazy goal.
Is this guy like an Arsenal PR machine or something?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And what?
I swear he's trying to he's very good at trying to convince. I'm seeing something with Amarim, Forest.
Salah is on our payroll.
It's crazy.
I paid him to say that.
Listen, do you know the crazy thing is? Before everyone sees me for Arsenal prop, wallahi, last year I was a Man United fan. This year I'm an Arsenal fan. You know what I'm trying to say? Remember all the Bruno and Ten Hag? Last year I was a United fan.
Oh, by the way, you are the anti-Ahmed. Mo Salah thinks Bruno is a fantastic player.
Bruno's ridiculous. Bruno's amazing. What are you talking about? Bruno.
He thinks Ten Hag was not that bad of a coach. He thinks Amarim is very good.
Ten Hag was a good coach.
He thinks Amarim. He thinks Arsenal are great.
Towards the end of Ten Hag's
Mo Salah is literally the anti-Ahmed. Bro. It's literally the anti-Ahmed. It's actually crazy.
It's split in two.
Towards the end of Ten Hag's reign, I started to see, cool. Maybe I was a little bit wrong. But
look at what they're wearing.
A little bit.
Wait, look at what they're wearing. One is wearing white, one is wearing black. Literally, it's like someone
one is sitting in the light, one is sitting in the dark.
Yo, seriously, you Ahmed, this is the anti-you in every single football opinion in the world.
But Samo, by the way, I never got an answer to my question. Not the Emirates one.
Can we let Ahmed talk now?
Can Ahmed at least answer this? Because I asked what happens if Arteta, I still don't think he won the Champions. He doesn't win it. But what happens if he gets knocked out of the semi-final? Do they get rid of him or do they keep him? Because we spoke for an hour and still no one gave me an answer.
Wait, what's your question? If who gets knocked out?
So I don't think Arteta is going to win the Champions League with this Arsenal team.
Yeah.
But if they lose in the semi-final or the final, which I think they'll lose in one of the two, what happens next year? Do they keep him or does he go?
Well, logically speaking, yeah, if they lose, yeah, if they beat Madrid and go to the next game and then they lose that game and they end up with no Champions League, then of course they have to get rid of him. They're the trophyless season. You have to get rid of him.
All right,
then get a new manager.
Get rid of all the progress.
It's not gonna. Okay, can we just establish something? It is not gonna happen after this.
If you want to get rid of him,
no, it's not about.
Dio said that. Dio said that out of his own mouth. If he doesn't win anything, then he has to go. So why?
I said if I run again, Ahmed. Context: if Dio ran the club, if I own the club, even if he won me a cup,
so you'd get rid of him still, Dio.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, even if he won.
Where's the context then? So just get to the.
And I'll tell you exactly why.
Because you don't need circles, innit? So anyway, you would get
guys. Yes, he said that 50,000 times with you, bro, on this channel.
That's the why, but you keep on interrupting. So
there's no context that would change your mind, Dio. He gets to the final and he loses 1-0.
I'll tell you why. I said I understood the direction that we brought him in. I saw Arteta as a rebuild manager. That's what I saw him as. And I'll tell you why. I saw it as a situation whereby he's coming from Man City, the training that he's got with Pep Guardiola.
No, I understood that. You already said that.
And in my mindset, I've always seen him as a rebuild manager. And I think we've got it to the point where he's rebuilt us enough. Now, with more time, he's going to become a winning manager. I don't want to wait for that more time if I ran the club. But the club might want to wait for that more time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me...
But hold on, I get what you're saying, but this is why I'm asking this question. You've waited this long. One second, Salah, 1 second. You've waited this long, and he's gotten you to a Champions League semi-final or final. It's going to be one of the two. I think you're getting past it. Okay, you're getting past Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
You really get rid of a manager who's been here this whole time, and the minute he gets very close to winning forget the league, I think he messed up, but the Champions League, you lose a semi-final to PSG or a final to either Inter and Barcelona, and you're like, you know what? I've waited too long. I'm getting rid of
How
it.
much longer than
But you're
Staffy?
missing
How
my
much
point,
longer?
though.
How
You're
much
missing my
longer?
point, though. I actually said, again, see, Staffy, I said from the beginning, I said, even if he had won me a cup double, I would still have changed him.
They're praising everything that
Yeah, but
Pochettino did.
Gyökeres in the summer.
Nah, but the
By the way,
thing
I'm
is,
not
yeah,
telling you guys what to do. I don't have an answer. But the context is so
But that's my
important.
point.
You have no Gabriel. You had Saka, who's playing on 25% ability today and still looked amazing. You're about to get Gyökeres in the summer. You just got a new sporting director. I'm not gonna lie. It's like you got a pet, but then you realize it's too much work. And then you got attached to it for like a whole month. And they're like, you know what? I'm still going to get rid of it anyways. Why did you hold it for a month? For you to see all the progress and then you get rid of it. That's how I'm looking at it.
I know, because you're looking at it from that perspective. Like I said, I looked at it as this is a rebuild manager. And when the rebuild is done for me, at whatever stage it is, whatever he's won in that rebuild, I would still change that manager. Do you understand?
Okay,
Like,
fair enough.
It's like I have a CEO of a company. Even if he's made me $10 million, boom, done. That's all I'm saying. Like, when it's time, I'm still going to change that person, regardless. Even if there's one in the middle.
I was just going to say, solution is easy. Just get Brendan Rodgers as well. Arteta's good at coaching defenses. Brendan Rodgers is good at coaching attacks. Next year, we'll win it all.
Guys, this has been a fantastic show.
Before you speak sometimes.
Congratulations to Arsenal. Hard luck to Real Madrid and well. Inter are the best team out there. We smoked Bayern Munich. Harry Kane is a fraud. Lautaro if Inter win the triple, you guys know that Lautaro will win Ballon d'Or.
Who would win in a final, Mo? Inter or Arsenal?
Barella, personally.
Guys,
I think it should be Barella.
If Lautaro wins Ballon d'Or, I think I should cancel the channel.
Yeah, we'll cook you. We'll cook you. Don't worry about it.
No
but
way,
who would
no
win
way.
in a final if you played against Arsenal? Let's say you get past
we
Arsenal.
will win.
You
They'll win
confidently
1-0.
think that.
More,
I'm not confident. Okay. There is a difference between a confidence.
No, I said you're
and
confidently saying that.
Yeah, I think we'll have bigger chance than them of winning the final. We have more experience than them, and I think our team is more complete with their injuries. Like Gabriel is out, you don't have a striker, blah blah blah. And I don't think we are Real Madrid, bro. We don't play like we don't have two players not defending, bro.
By the way, Staffy,
don't
your
do
team
that.
is still away 11-point lead. It's now 2 points.
Guys,
can see
thank
the
you
game.
so much. Thank you so much. Football Carnage in the description. Great debut, by the way, Will. Staffy TV, AA United, Banter on the Pitch, Egal, of course. Big up everybody that joined us.
On NFL content, shout me, man. I do NFL content. I don't even like.
Bro, no one cares about that fake football.
I don't even
bro.
like.
We're
I don't
here
even
about
like
the
football too tough. I'm just because of Mo. Wallahi, I don't even like football. Wallahi, I don't even like football like that. Wallahi, ask Mo.
Respect NFL.
But yeah,
you know you don't like you don't like football, but you know a lot about football more than a lot of people that watch football every day. But fine.
Wallahi, I don't even. Wallahi, genuinely, if I could not watch football again and just watch NFL, wallahi, I would. Huh?
That was a goaltend. That's how you just celebrated.
Yeah, it wasn't.
We're out of here, people. I will see you tomorrow afternoon on Footy Judgment, and then on Straight Facts with LB, Dampots, and Husam, where we cook Husam at 3:30 UK time. We're out of here, people.